Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast.
Are you ready to go GNCC racing? Fans to the fences, side by side. Forge gets a better line. Oh boy, we got wheel to wheel right here, straight. Oh, and Stu Baylor right behind him. Russell gonna try to dive bomb down to the inside. No, can't get the line he wants. Duval is in control. We open back up. Here comes Neal once again. He's going for the pass. Oh, the bumping going on.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to Split Line Off-Road Podcast. As always, I'm your host, Rodney Cooper, and with me today, as always,
Brandon White here, guys. What is going on? It's crazy day already.
Crazy day. Brandon's running late, man. What's going on?
Nephew, bike trouble.
Jeez.
Harleys.
Jeez. Episode 81 coming at you. We are excited. We got an awesome episode lined up for you. As you can see, we have Liam Draper came in studio to hang out with us tonight. Liam, what's going on, man?
Not much, just
There you go.
come down to hang out with you guys and do a little podcast.
Heck yeah, man.
Yeah, it's going to be a good time, man. We're excited about it. We have a stellar show tonight. We got Liam in studio. We got Stu Baylor coming on. We got Branden Owens coming on. Might have a couple special guests, maybe. We'll see. But, guys, it's Snowshoe week. And who's ready? Branden, you ready?
I'm ready.
I'm ready, too.
I think Liam's has been bored if he's coming to hang out with us. I don't know.
Well, he got to ride earlier today, so we're just kind of like the boring after party, right?
Yeah. I don't know if we're live on Facebook.
You don't think we're live on Facebook?
No. It's not showing. It's all right, I guess. I don't know.
We got 5 people watching.
It must be all on YouTube. I don't know. I can't find it.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's keep rolling. I don't know.
Are you sure? I don't want to keep rolling if we...
You can find it. Liam, anybody else can find it? This is good. This is good stuff already.
Shoot.
Man, kicking it off. Can anybody comment and say if you can see it?
I don't think we are live. See, now we're kind of like the bottleneck live, going in and out.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
You must be live somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, we are live somewhere. That's for sure. Okay, guys, if you are with us, hang with us for a minute. We are going to
You're not live on Facebook.
not live on Facebook. Okay, let's shut it down, and we will come back. So if you're with us, hang tight. We're going to come right back. Give us 1 minute, and we'll restart it.
We'll restart it.
All right, guys, hang with us.
Coming
We'll be
back
back.
better.
We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Oh, geez.
Welcome to the Split Line Off-Road Podcast.
Are you ready to go GNCC racing? Fans running to the fences, side by side. Forge gets a better line. Oh boy, we got wheel to wheel right here, string. Oh, and Stu Baylor right behind him. Russell gonna try to dive bomb down to the inside. No, can't get the line he wants. Duval is in control. We open back up. Here comes Neal once again. He's going for the pass. Oh, the bumping going on.
Brandon White here, guys. What is going on? Take two.
Take two.
Take two.
Second time that we've done this, but it's okay. We have an awesome episode lined up for you guys today. We have Liam Draper in the studio. Liam, what's going on, man?
Not much. Just finished the day of riding and come down and hang out with you guys.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. We're excited about it. It's Snowshoe week, Brandon. Are you ready?
Hell yeah.
Episode 81 is going to be a good one today, guys. We have, again, Liam in the studio. We got Stu Baylor coming on the line at the beginning of the show, and towards the end of the show, we have Branden Owens.
Right.
We have, special guests this week. So, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go. That's
Yeah,
better.
you sound.
I'm not sure if these special guests will come on, but if they do, it'll be a cool show.
Yeah, we'll be.
So let's get this show started. Let's thank our awesome sponsors. First and foremost, we got to thank Guts Racing. They have been in the business since 1985, making the top of the line foams, seat covers. Andy, Greg, those guys, they make top of the line stuff, man. They are awesome, and we couldn't be more proud to have them on the show. We gave a free one away, a free Guts Racing seat cover away at the Mason-Dixon race. We'll be giving away a couple prizes this week, too. It's going to be
big ones prizes,
big
right?
prizes,
Big prizes.
2 big prizes, yeah. So we also got to thank Seal Savers. They have been in the business for 21 years, making the top of the line fork protection, coil protection for your dirt bike, your ATV, your UTV, your mountain bike, truck.
Your palms.
Got you covered. Brandon, you use them every single weekend when you go racing.
Weekend. Yep.
I use them whenever I decide to ride every once in a while, and they're top of the line stuff,
Yes.
guys. We also got to thank Sunstar Chain and Sprockets. Those guys over there make the best chain and sprocket kits. And what are they made out of, Brandon?
Case hard and steel, baby.
That's right. They are made of the best products, and you guys can rest assured when you got Sunstar Chain and Sprockets on your side. So make sure you guys use the discount code SPLITLINE30 to save 30% at Sunstar Chain and Sprockets. Then we also got to thank XC Gear. XC Gear, Lance over there, cool dude.
Yep.
What do you know about him? What do you know about him, Lane?
Oh, I know lots about Lance, but no, he's a super good guy. He's helped me since day one. I've been over here since 2018 when I came to America, so he's been a big part of helping me.
That's awesome. That's awesome. They make Mako 360. They also make the Hammerhead 360 for your mountain bike. We will be giving away a Mako 360 for either your dirt bike or your ATV this weekend to a random user of our fantasy game. And if you've not played before, all you got to do, send us your team. We post the handicaps on our Facebook and Instagram every week, every round. So just look at that. It says how do you play the game, and just send us your team and play the game. It'll be fun. We're also going to be giving away a Sunstar Chain and Sprocket kit to the winner of the round, Snowshoe round.
The overall winner.
Yes, overall winner. So it's going to be a good week for the fantasy game for sure.
Liam's usually on my fantasy team, so
Liam's been on my fantasy team a lot lately too. Yeah.
He kind of messed me up at High Point. I don't know. I mean,
I'm sure I missed a lot.
I'm sure. Whenever he broke down, that was the first thing he thought about. He was like, "Man, Brandon's fancy team, I messed it up."
I mean, I walked in. I was like, "Man, I don't know about." No, I'm joking.
That's right.
Some grudges going on over here.
And then once you get all that stuff on your bike, make sure you go check out Mountain Hair Scrambles. They also sponsor the show. Top of the line series. Liam, you've raced the series before.
They're good. They're fun. I like to do as many locals as I can, and Mountain States is one of them.
Yeah. Technical terrain, as we always say. They don't make winners, but they build them.
Yep.
So
I think
can't go wrong with that
they
slogan.
build champions. I like that slogan a lot better.
Build champions. Well, Brandon, you can talk to them
I'll
about
talk to Richie.
And while you're at the races there, you can get one of our new split line shirts. It's this one right here. They are carrying them in the merchandise booth. So, yeah,
it's gonna be.
Yeah, let's get in the show.
Let's get in the show.
Brandon's running a little bit late.
I am.
What's going on?
Family needed help, so I had to help family.
Yeah.
I figured you guys could wait like 15 minutes.
We did. We waited for you. We waited for you.
And you still wasn't ready. You had to retake the show and everything.
We were kind of ready.
There's no point in letting me try and figure it out.
This is a nice, calm, cool, and collected over there. He's like, going to flow.
Yeah. So let's talk about it.
Yeah.
How's it been going lately? You've been really on a tear lately. Been running well.
Yeah, I mean, since the Hoosier GNCC in Indiana, it's it's been good for me. I got a podium there, and then went the road good, another podium, and then the John Penton was a good race, a really good race actually. I should have had the whole shot, but rookie move and grabbed a whole lot of front brake. After being told by multiple people it was slicker on the first turn, I decided to go down. I said to my mechanic before the start, grab an extra pair of gloves in case I get these ones dirty. Well, I did it on the first turn, slid down in the first turn, and then clawed my way back to a podium there. And then, the last GNCC to lead 80-90% of the race and have some mechanical sit you out of the race is a bummer, but my riding's there, so that's
that was a good thing. And we, like I was telling you, we weren't able to stay for the whole race at the Mason-Dixon, but when I left, I was watching the live feed and I was just like gutted. I was like, man, that sucks to see him go out. Yeah. It just the last minute when he was running so well. So looking forward to Snowshoe, right?
Yeah, Snowshoe. I'm definitely looking forward to it. I actually got my first ever XC2 podium there. So
nice.
Time to get an XC2 win.
Heck
man.
There we go. Hold that mic up a little bit closer to you.
There you go.
That's good. That's good.
I told him to order the boom, but he didn't do it.
It's good.
I mean, we had other stuff to order, which we'll talk about.
That's what we're talking about, yeah.
We'll talk about that. Hopefully it comes in time. I'm hoping.
If we talk about it, it's got to come in.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
All right, we'll talk about it.
So Brandon and I wanted to make a way we could kind of like do something for Snowshoe, something fun. So we thought of a towel that is going to have our logo on it, and it's going to say Flea Rag on it.
Yep.
So make sure if you see us, hit us up because we're going to be giving those away at
They're
Snowshoe.
limited supply.
We have 200 of them.
We're going to be giving them away.
We're going to be giving them away.
That's a whole Howard's whole filled.
Yeah,
that's right.
We're going to be that's
the plan.
That's the plan.
The whole household just waving the towels.
We have a person that we're going to be sending them down to the heart of Howard's Hole with. Right. We might have him coming on the show here in a little bit to talk about it. You guys might recognize him by the sign he holds every once in a while at the races. But no, we thought it'd be cool to do something for GNCC Nation and have fun with it.
So like how the Pittsburgh Steelers have their terrible towel. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to have our flea rag.
Yeah. So
mud fleas, flea rag.
Real quick,
plenty of mud fleas.
Plenty of mud fleas. I don't think we have enough towels for all
the
of
mud
them.
Fleas, no.
Yeah, no.
That would cost us a lot of money.
Yeah. So I'm sure that there might be some flea rags picked up after the track crew comes through. So if you see those, if you're a track crew and you see those, like just wash them off and send them back to us.
Right.
We should put our address on there. Just re-give them away, right?
We'll leave them there till next year.
That's right.
Exactly. So did either one of you guys watch some high point action this weekend?
Yep, I did. Yep.
Yeah, I was at a sprint indoor actually, but we finished just in time for the first photo. So we sat in my camper and a few of us watched it. It was good.
Dude, it's some pretty good racing.
Very impressive from Chase Sexton to hold 18 seconds out front.
Yeah. Heck yeah, man. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Very impressive. And then the Lawrence battle.
That was cool.
Oh, man.
That was cool.
Very good.
Do you think this is we won't get on too much? I know we were busy, but do you think Jet was kind of laying back a little bit at first?
I think in Moto 2, I think so. When Cooper passed him, he knew Cooper was going faster and figured the track out. And figured the fast lines.
I think it was like, oh shoot, like I got to get going now. Like I think he was gonna let like Big Bro take the win and get his first overall. I think so. Yeah. I mean, I could be wrong, but I think. But
I think you're wrong. I don't think he'd ever lay back.
Listen, he's already won 4 in a row.
You've won enough.
Hunter just signed his big contract.
Liam, no chance he lays back.
No,
right?
No,
not if it's your brother.
I'm sure he's trying to break the record. I think it's 7 in a row.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Maybe it was a record.
Yeah, I seen something.
By chance, did you guys see? Was not Vital? I can't remember if it was Vital, but now there's rumor talking about Jet going. J-Law too with the gas.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then now they're saying Jet maybe to 450 for 23, Hunter, and then bringing up the Hymas.
Saw that.
So
did you see the Gypsy Tales show where they had the Flying Dutchman?
No, I didn't see that.
He won.
Jeffrey.
You see that? There's no way that he and Eli Tomac get on a track by themselves.
Oh yeah, right? I got you.
No. He wanted to challenge him to that. Maybe it was because he knew that actually would never happen.
Maybe they both retired. There's a lot of money.
Yeah, there we go.
Money talks.
Money talks. That's right.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So let's talk about Snowshoe.
Yeah.
It's going to be an awesome weekend.
I feel like it's going to be crazy this year already. Like I feel like I don't know if there's just more noise going around, but I feel like it's just already building. Like there's so much excitement going on. Like was I hearing maybe an 8 o'clock in the morning volleyball game at Howard's Hole?
Yes.
Is that what I was hearing, maybe?
There is going to be a volleyball game going on at 8 o'clock in the morning
on Saturday.
At Howard's Hole.
Howard's Hole.
Are the lifts even open at that point?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
Isaiah White, we got T-shirts for you. Just message us, and Mr. Brandon will send you one, along with some stickers as well.
Yeah.
And then Liam, Justin Groff wanted to let you know that he won't pick you in fantasy, so that way you finish. He has not had the we're kind of worried about anybody that he picks lately.
Really?
It's not been the best for these guys.
You can blame it on him.
Yeah, you can blame it on him. So he said he won't pick you this weekend.
Thank you.
So we'll go with that. Let's talk real quick. I want to make a poll real quick.
Okay, you do that.
I'll make the poll
because you got all the pictures.
That's right. Yeah. So I want to know what row you guys as listeners think that the win is going to come from on the ATVs and the dirt bikes this weekend. Any predictions here first before I make this poll and see
it's going to be tough. The ATVs is going to be really tough because it's hard to count out right now. Obviously Walker Fowler because he's, 5 times. If he wins this time, it's 6, I think. So it's hard to count him out. But man, like Jay Shad on the second row with that time adjustment.
Oh wow, really?
Yeah. So with that time adjustment,
it's only 10 seconds, right?
It's 10. It's 10 seconds, but he's been leading almost the overall on a regular race going into lap 1 without a time adjustment. So very possible from XC2.
Has it ever been done in ATVs?
Walker's done it.
Done it. Yeah.
And I think he did it when he was an XC2 rider.
I'm pretty sure
as well.
Yeah.
So he's definitely done it. So
then we talked about the bikes that someone's done it from the bikes too, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Someone's done it from the bikes. Did Ricky do it from the? Was Ricky on row 1 or 2 when he won
in 2017?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I would say he's in row 1. I would say row 1, right?
I'm not sure
because I
wasn't here then.
He's like I wasn't here yet. But so what do we? This row 5? I hear a lot of rumors about this row 5. So we
on
are
the bike side.
On the bike side,
he's already kind of broken. Are we allowed to break that news? Or no?
I don't know.
No.
I just hear KR and Stu, right?
Maybe we'll see.
And Johnny Gerard's back.
Okay, Johnny's back.
And maybe Zacho.
I was hearing about Zacho. I wasn't sure about Zach.
I don't know if the Zacho thing's true or not.
Right. Which I
know Stu and Johnny are true.
Zach says he's been wanting to come out to couple. If you listen to him, there's all the stuff he does. But man, that would be a crazy row 5.
Yeah,
crazy.
Especially because they're going to be right behind me.
He's like, yeah.
Hey, that might actually help you though, right?
I know, right?
Yeah. Man.
Let me ask you that because you're used to catching up to guys to kind of link up with them and run to the front. I guess would that be different for you? Like if somebody's behind you that could almost be pushing you, like they're only going to be 10 seconds back to start with?
Yeah, I think I'm liking being on row 4, especially 20 seconds is going to be the first XC2 guy. So on row 2, so sprint and catch him and ride with him.
Right. Well, you get a 30-second. Well, see, if you're row 4 race,
for the overall,
yeah, 30 seconds,
yeah.
So you get a little wiggle room there.
If Stu catches me or Johnny catches me, I'll just hook a strap.
Right. Yeah, that's the plan. Man, that's crazy. So you should do a poll percentage. Russell has it in him to do the whole overall. Who if he actually gets to win? Percentage of Caleb Russell, does he still have it?
He still has it. He proved it this weekend, right?
Well, he did pretty well there.
Yeah. So, we'll see. We'll have to see.
And those races are gnarly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super gnarly.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
I think they made it to checkpoint 19.
Yeah.
And there's 23 or 24 of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It's wild. It's wild. So, the poll is up on Instagram. So if you have to leave the broadcast and then come back to vote, and you can vote on both polls: the ATV, what row is going to take the win, and the bike, what row is going to take the win. So make sure you guys go vote on that, and we'll talk about it throughout the show. But we need to get Stu on.
Yeah.
Liam, had a post earlier today and had a lot of questions. And like you asked for questions for Stu, and he showed me the list.
Is there a bunch?
There is a crap ton of questions. So
good, I can second this to listen, right?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
We got.
Oh boy.
Look at all those questions.
Oh boy. Nice.
How many questions can we not ask on the show? How many questions do we have to go in after dark mode to ask?
No, we can ask 90% of them.
90% of them. Okay, that's
it's
good.
like kids' earmuffs.
All right.
Yeah, exactly. So let's go ahead and get Stu's phone, and we'll talk to him, and then we'll see what he has to say about Snowshoe and then these questions that we have here. Hey, Stu.
Hey,
it's Cooper and Brandon from the Split Line Show, and then there's another guy here that I think you might know, Liam.
the sheep sure.
yes, he is here.
Comes right out with it.
That would be
studio.
me.
Perfect.
How's it going, man? How you been? I saw you race this past weekend, and how you feeling?
Feel all right. Just wanted to see how more than just doing short motos felt, and didn't really fade or anything. Just had a dust to deal with this weekend, but physically, I feel like I could still definitely podium at GNCC, and there's some little things that I need to work on for sure. But overall, I don't think I should have any issues moving forward. It's just hopefully I can keep my tires on the ground and keep my head off of it.
No, man, it's like we're pumped to be able to see you back at a GNCC. We knew when we talked to you this time that you said that Snowshoe was the goal, and then the whole face thing happened. We haven't talked to you since then, but man, like we were like afraid that was going to be a major setback. But like, I'm sure that it was in a sense, but it's almost like it hasn't even hardly affected you, just judging from your Instagram.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it sucked to get back in the swing of things, just to stop for another month. But it here is as bad as the neck, as far as putting me down and out. And I feel like it was just a freak thing, and I was pretty flustered, just aggravated after it happened. But both the crashes I've had are just freak things this year. Like they're just kind of out of the blue. Nothing I could do out of my control, and it is what it is. So Snowshoe was the goal. Obviously, I wanted to come back and be competing for a win at Snowshoe. I think my sights have since changed, and I just want to go and pull a consistent top 5 and know where I am moving into the second half of the season, and know what I've got to do for the remainder of the year. But a big thing is it's Snowshoe, and there are a lot of variables. So it could play into my favor, or it could work against me. There's no telling. But being in a later row, if everything works well, it's something to where I know that, like, no matter what, I'm not going to, nor have I lost my sprint speed. And last year, that was what set me aside from the other riders. I was faster just with raw speed, and I could use it at any point. And I think that still I've got that ability to push a little bit faster, a little bit harder than anyone else. Probably not quite as long as I used to, but if I can get up front early, then all I have to do is follow them. So, it could be something that I work up to the front and just sit on the rear wheel of the leaders. I don't have to make a pass. I don't have to physically lead. I'm leading by time just.
But you got to get past me.
Oh
yeah, I'm not too concerned about that.
Come on, bud.
I don't know, man. He's been riding pretty good. Yeah,
he'll see me at Howard's Hole.
Yeah, he'll probably be in the fans grabbing one of your flea towels.
Howard's Hole is 2 miles in. I will stop on my way down the hill as the spectator hands me a beer, and I will ride by one-handed and pass it off to you, Sheeky.
All right, bud. Let's see it.
Now listen, he can't hit Howard's hole too fast because that Yamaha will just suck that water right up in the air box.
Yeah.
You know.
Iron Man proves that.
It looks really dry. Like I saw Bolton posted something earlier, and I think it's going to be an abnormally dry snowshoe. So I'd expect the ski slopes are going to be pretty scary, pretty fast and dusty, and the low-lying sections that usually cause a little bit more chaos are probably not going to be that challenging this year. So the separations probably aren't going to be as much as they are normally, and I doubt it's quite as physically demanding. I've ridden it before on a drier year, and that seems to be the takeaway. Like it's not quite as gnarly. Like last year, obviously it wasn't raining during the race like the year prior, but I guess 2 years prior, the year prior we didn't race because of liberals and mountain. But yeah, it was still really a demanding track last year. There's so much water coming off the mountain, and this year, if that mud straightaway where he posted, I know that section of track, and normally that whole section is just a mud hole. So
yeah,
if it's not that, I'd expect the track to be fairly dry and a little less challenging, which is probably going to suit a bit better, being a little out of shape.
Yeah, well, if it's anything like where we're at in West Virginia, if this was a month ago, it might be like really muddy.
Bad.
But as of right now, dude, it's bone dry.
90% chance tomorrow. 90% chance rain tomorrow in the morning.
Let's just hope turn one's dry for Steve's sake.
Yeah, didn't he crash? Didn't you crash on? Yeah, you did crash, didn't you? On the.
Yeah, I got a little amped up. I was talking shit to Caleb and told him I was going to pull another hole shot, and it went south quick. I'm usually always the first one to that turn. What happens next is out of my control sometimes.
Okay, so I have a question. We heard people say that you did that on purpose, but I had a hard time believing that you laid it down in the first turn on purpose. So that definitely wasn't on purpose, right?
No, definitely not. And what's weird is like I had already crested the apex of the corner when my front end pushed. Like I mean, I wasn't expecting it at all. Like I had gotten through like the hard aggressive brake in the first third of the turn, which is usually where if you're going to push, that's where the knobs are going to roll and you're going to push. But mine started pushing later, so I don't know if I hit like a little bit of loose rock or something. But no, I laid it down, and then I obviously got back and rebounded really quick and got back up to the lead and started putting a gap on the guys. And Snowshoe's just always kind of been a tough one for me. Like I've never won there. It's always been really close. I mean, back to 2010 or 11, like XC2 days, I've almost overalled that race, but it was so many times of almost. And and last year, same thing, no different. I was halfway through the race, I started putting a gap on the guys, tangled with a lapper, got back up, and then weeded going down the ski slope, and just threw it away again. And seems to be my one race that I've been so close so many times, but hopefully we can change that this year.
Yeah, for sure. Now, do you like the format of the added time adjustments and everything? I'm sure this year you definitely like being that you're on row 5, but in a normal scenario like this type of format.
It's tough to say. Like I do enjoy it, but it's definitely different. Like I also like racing my competition, and that's what kind of sets GNCC aside or apart from the rest. It's a 3-hour race, and there's a lot of different races that break out throughout the day, and it's not one moto. It's not like everybody's just sprinting from start to finish. You kind of get up there the first lap, and everybody feels each other out, sees who's fast and who's not, sees if somebody can break away. You settle into a group, and then you start riding, and then you know where you belong and who you belong with track on any given day. And then mid-race, right around the pit lap, we start pushing again. And then we kind of relax the lap after the pits. And then those last 2 laps, it's all out. And when you're, all on the same line, you can judge where you are and who you're with. If you're racing blind, it does make it more challenging, but I race national enduro. So for me, like, I race blind regularly. It's not an issue. But I do know that it's an advantage being behind. And in this style of format, most of the time, at least, if you're a little bit behind, if it's 10 seconds, obviously there's different scenarios. If it's really dusty, whoever gets the whole shot and gets that dust first is going to have an advantage, and that dust is going to linger for the rest of it on the later rows. But if you get to a challenging section, you can see the 15, 20 guys in front of you. And like Howard's Hole, in one spot, you can stand, or you can be riding and see a section or a helmet 20 seconds ahead of you. So you can point and shoot really easily. And it's little markers, like you'll see guys that are hung up on that first lap in the rock gardens, and okay, that's obviously not a good line. You're to see a little bit more there, but there's bad to it. I mean, obviously being dry, it could be where that front row is where you want to be. Somebody can drop the hammer right off the bat and get out in the dust, and I'd imagine that'll be at Ashburn. Like, if I had to put money on it, I would say that Ashburn's going to try to get up front and push it early.
Yeah, right now we're running a poll on Instagram, and we're wondering what row does everybody think the win's going to come from? And right now, 43% of people are saying row 5. So
row 4 looks bad.
Row 4 looks sad.
14%.
Yeah, row 4 does look sad. But
Liam's all disappointed right now. He's like, man, row 4.
Hey,
are we running both sides of the hill?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. I know because you guys get the pit on either side of the hill, right?
Can, but usually if it works right, everybody pits on the pit side. Last year, everybody was on the pit side, so this year it could be a little bit different, where everybody pits on the finish side. It just depends on times. Like, if it's going to be a 7-lap race, which is technically 3.5 laps, or an 8-lap race or 6-lap race.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of depends on where the pits fall. Every year it's a little bit different here. But I would say most likely I think everybody this year will probably pit on the finish line side, if I had to guess.
Okay. Yeah, I was curious about that because I know it's been
it's been like a strategy.
Scenario.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I know that section right before the finish line, or no, I'm sorry, right before the pits.
Yeah.
Last year was a rough one, right? We got a good video of you and Ben Kelly coming up through there. It was wild for the ATVs as well. That section, I heard from a lot of people, was almost worse than Howard's Hole itself.
I think it was.
That was the worst section of the whole track. It was by far the most technical section of the entire track, and I think that section was where the race was won and lost last year. The lap after me and Ben kind of smashed into each other there, I got hung up. I actually got hung up on either side of it, going into the pits and coming out of the pits. And it was just one lapper between us, and it gave him a 5-6 second gap, and I pushed a little bit too aggressively coming back out of the pit and made another costly mistake. He got that 25 seconds, and that section through there is just it's all one line, whether you're on an ATV or a motorcycle. Like, there is no second line through there. So my option was, I was actually aiming at the crowd, but everybody just stood there, so then I dropped off of him. But that was by far, I would say, the toughest part of the track. And for multiple reasons, the crowd was too close for us to explore, which is what we normally do, in a gnarly situation. Like, if somebody's hung up, we'll find a quick, and it'll almost appear as if we've walked it or ridden it before, and usually it's just reading trail quickly and making that last second decision. But on top of that, it was a little slicker than normal, and it's just down to straight rock right there. So it got very gnarly, and that was, like I said, a deciding factor, I think, in a lot of racing last year.
Yeah, for sure. I know this race has ended up being, I don't know. It almost seemed like the GNCC series, from the pro row perspective, was kind of getting stale, and then almost like now, like this is a really anticipated race. So it's really cool to be able to get up there and watch you guys battle, and really not know who's going to take the win at all. So it should be a fun weekend for sure. But I want to talk about your relationship with this guy to us on the right. Now, when we had him on the podcast the first time, what was it, about a month or so ago, Brandon?
Yeah, something like that.
He was telling us they found him in the woods at some point, and then all of a sudden, like, adopted him pretty much, right? Is that how the story went?
Found me in Georgia woods.
Yeah. It was literally something like that. I ran into him at a local track, and then he was up riding. We had a group of guys testing. I want to say this was back when Andrew DeLong was staying here, and
Nick Davis on the gas.
Yeah, I hardly had a track out there, but we were just testing out there and trying to get as many people to ride. And we needed some really GNCC lines, like fucked up Sea Rider lines.
So they found me.
One of the guys called Liam, and he showed up, and that was what we needed. We needed some squirrel lines, and that's what he provided. So that way we could get our testing, accurately.
Helped him out.
And and that night he was just talking about, I'm gonna stay and ride tomorrow, and it was getting down to like 17 degrees. Like it was so cold, the ground was freezing, which we normally never have here in South Carolina. But it was so cold, the ground was freezing every night. We were re-dozing a track and waiting for it to fall, which is actually the absolute best time to ride, but not the best time. And so I asked him, I was like, I don't see an AC unit or an AC heat pump on the roof. If you got anything, and he goes, no. My dad came over and we framed up a bed in here, and at this point it was more like marshmallows on the roof of his mouth. Like you could hardly understand him. He'd say "hey" a lot. It was like his accent was thick. So it was so cold. I was like, just stay at the house. Like, don't worry about it. And he gets down and he's like, this is actually nice. Sleeping either in this or at the KR4 trailer every day, and it's been cold. It's been real cold. I'm like, yeah, it has been abnormally cold. What do you mean? You've been sleeping outside in your van this whole time. I thought you meant tonight since you wanted to stay at the track. And he goes, oh no, I've been staying in it for a while. It's
2
been
months.
in the 20s, and I'm like, you're fucking nuts. Like, drive to the house. We'll take care of you. So we took him in for a while, and I think got him to cut loose for the first few times. I remember the first time I took him out, we were at a gun show in Columbia, and I had some buddies with a booth set up down there, and we ended up deciding that we wanted to go out to the bar afterwards. And he said that he didn't want to drink, and well, I did what I did, and I peer pressured him into drinking. This was also right after I lost my tooth from jigsaw with that. So I've got a temporary tooth in. We go out the bar in the middle of the dance floor. My teeth fell out. I just paid a lot of money for these teeth, so we stopped. I'm lying around on the floor. The bouncers think that I'm absolutely out of my mind on something. And I'm like, no, man, my tooth, it's on the ground. So they clear the whole dance floor. Liam's filming it, and he's laughing his ass off, sending it back to all of his other sheep screwing buddies. and he was dying laughing. Well, we walk out of the restaurant, and Liam, back before Nikki was a thing, would hit on anything. Like, I would say maybe even guys included. But a couple girls come walking by, and I think him and who was it, Colin Keegan or something? Who else was with it?
I think it was Colin. Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody else starts trying to talk to these women, and well, their men came up and they wanted to start shit, and I ended up popping one in the mouth. I was standing up on the curb on the edge of the road when I hit him, and when I took a step forward, I took him down and also fell down with him. So here I am, laid myself out on the street, got this guy laid on his back, and I turn around and Liam's done dipped out.
But you missed the part where you found your tooth on the dance floor and put it straight back.
Oh, yeah. The bouncers cleared the bouncers cleared the dance floor.
Like one there, 50 to 100 people in there, and he put it straight back in his mouth.
Right back in.
Yeah.
Wait, no going to the bathroom, no washing it off, nothing.
No.
No. I drank enough alcohol.
I was going to say the Patron, Patron cleans it right off.
So I'm looking around and the cops are running at us down the street. So I'm calling after the Uber. My wife's yelling at me because she didn't want me to fight. But then if I didn't deck that guy in the mouth, I probably would have gotten called a pussy. So like, you're damn if you do, damn if you don't in that situation. So we roll out. We all pile in the Uber, and I give the guy 20, and I said, "Let's go, like out of here."
I'm in shock. Like, who am I hanging out with? Like, what am I got myself into?
Yeah, it was a wild night. So about 4 a.m. rolls around, and Liam goes, "Is this like normal for GNCC guys do this?" And I was like, "Nah, GNCC guys definitely don't do this, but I do." He goes, "This is fucking nuts."
It was. Yeah.
I got to take your body to the most extreme limits, right? Right, Liam?
Yeah. It was. I don't know what I got myself into.
Oh, and I introduced him to Waffle House, 4 a.m. Waffle House.
That's the only time to go, right?
Stuff,
right.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever eaten there sober, so I couldn't tell you if it's actually good or not.
It's not. It's not.
It's way better when you.
It hits the spot at 4 in the morning. Nothing compares.
Oh, jeez.
He took me in straight to the town.
That's the story of Liam. And then after that night, he was hooked. He was about it.
Didn't leave his house for 2 years.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I can only imagine what those 2 years brought.
Yeah.
He's like,
yeah.
A lot of bow fishing going on in those 2 years.
Yeah, a lot of bow fishing.
Stu's been busy with the bow fishing lately.
We used to tell Stu's wife that we were going bow fishing, and we'd dress up in camo, have the bow fishing boat hooked to a truck, and we'd end up going out. So we'd pull the bow fishing boat out and then back it in the garage, get in another truck, and have another pair of clothes in that truck, change real quick, and drive out. And she think we'd be bow fishing.
Stu, I want to apologize if this is incriminating evidence.
Oh, she knows now.
Oh, no,
yeah, she found out.
We're good. Oh, she found out.
Nobody listens anyway.
So that's why Liam had to move out.
The fake boat fishing trip.
Yeah.
No, the problem is her to the place she spends too much money.
Oh, I see.
It's not that I wouldn't. It's not that I wouldn't take her. It was that I couldn't afford.
Couldn't afford it. That's awesome.
No, that's good. I really enjoyed the looking for the tooth. I'm sure I can just picture that. That's a good story there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a little bit out there. I mean, some of the stuff. Sometimes I listen to the stories that I've been a part of, and I'm like, man, if I heard this, I genuinely wouldn't believe it. Like, there's some shit we've done that's honestly unbelievable. Some of it is probably very illegal. Actually, I know for a fact a lot of it's very illegal as well. So we can't go into too much depth, Liam.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, there's been a lot of. I'm glad I'm older now.
Why have you slowed down or stopped doing this stuff?
No. I just got smarter. I mean, I still do it, but I just do it smarter now.
There's no crazy stories from Snowshoe though. Like, that's a pretty straight cut, straightforward place.
I Snowshoe, I think it was 2018. I was in bed, and this was when I was living with Stu. I was in his pool in the back bed asleep, and the door opens. I look at my watch, and it's 3:40 in the morning, Saturday morning, like Sunday, going into the race. And Stu comes in. I'm like, "What are you doing?" He goes, "Oh, I just got back. I've been out." And he drinks this like sleep drink that's gonna make him sleep. He's like, drink some of this. You need to sleep. I'm like, I've got 7 hours of sleep already. And he's rolling in. Yeah.
Stu's like, no comment. I'm not even commenting on that.
I'm pretty sure I was on the podium the next day too.
I mean, the program speaks for itself, right, Liam?
It works. Works for Stu.
For Stu?
Yeah.
He's just.
You can ask my mechanic. There's been two races this year that I didn't drink a drop prior.
Really?
Did you only race 2 this year?
I've only raced 4 races.
I was going to say.
Oh, okay.
And currently we have 100% failure rate on the races where I said, I'm going to be very serious coming into this, and I'm not going to drink anything. Like Missouri, man, I was absolutely crushing it. Like I felt so good on the bike, and everything was working. I was like, I'm not going to drink again until I win again. And went into there and crushed my face. Big buck. I didn't drink. Now I caught up for it at Big Buck 2 with karaoke, but Big Buck 1, I didn't drink. I remember standing in the back and held my beer until it got warm, just to look like I was drinking. But before Buck, I was treating it real serious, and well, you see where that got me. So.
Yeah. That was one of the questions on Instagram. Has Stu ever raced the GNCC hungover?
Has Stu ever?
I don't necessarily. I wouldn't say I was hungover. I was just right.
I guess it depends your tolerance, right? Like what you call hungover.
Yeah. I mean, granted, I'm older now, so the hangovers definitely called up. That was a big time I wanted to drink before the races, but I'm not saying I go out and get plastered drunk before a race, but I definitely drink a couple beers the night before, and I seem to ride better. So I'm not gonna change the program. I tried, it doesn't work.
It's kind of unfair to you guys because like Saturday night, like everybody's having a good time, and you have to watch everybody have a good time.
That's where we got to go. That's where we got to. I mean, Stu, last time he was on the show, we got to go on board with the all the pro races on Saturday. Yeah, I like that plan.
Because Howard's Hole has like half the amount, and they have no motivation at all.
Help you.
I mean,
they're dead. There's half the people down there.
Yeah, those guys had a rough day the day before, though.
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah.
Last year, I watched these 2 guys dragging their old lady. I don't know. I mean, you guys are from West Virginia, so they were probably brothers, sisters, but they're dragging her back up the side of the mountain by her ankles. Her shirt has rolled all the way up her back, and they're just dragging her across the rocks. Like,
oh my God.
And I looked at them, I laughed, and I said, "What the hell are you guys doing?" And they said, "Well, if we leave her down here, she's gonna be mad at me. If I think she's a little bruised up, I'll just tell her she fell. She'll probably still be mad at me." I was like, "All right, well, whatever, y'all do you." But man, there's some stuff back down there in Howard Hole. I wish that I didn't have to pedal. I wish I could sit there and just people watch all day.
It's the perfect people watching place, especially if you could get on those racer TV platforms and just park a chair there. That'd be ideal.
Yeah,
dude, I might be a climber if I can ever get, like, maybe if I decide not to race this weekend, I'll just bring a deer climber.
There we go.
Pop up in one of them trees and look down from above. Like, I don't think it could get much better.
No,
right?
No. Yeah, it's pretty perfect. And this year we have rumors, we have reason to believe that they're going to be there at 8 a.m. playing beach volleyball. So
really,
yeah. Have you seen the guy walking around the pits with the Free Howard's Hole sign?
I have.
It came from him, so I'm pretty sure it's a good.
Well, 8 a.m. you say?
That's what they say.
Yeah. He said 8 a.m.
On Saturday?
He said,
or
he,
Sunday?
on
Saturday. He told us to spread the news.
Wow.
Hey,
So-
Liam, what time do you want to start pedaling the track on Saturday?
7:45.
Sounds good.
I could see Stu showing up in his Speedo ready to play some beach volleyball for the
There we go. Speaking of Speedo,
Oh, jeez.
that slide looks legit that we saw on Instagram today.
It was honestly a terrible idea.
Does not look smooth.
Mm.
No.
It's a little choppy, but I graded it out and then just put the tarp down. But then we've got a bunch of turf on field, so we put it down, which that stuff weighs so much that you can't readjust it once you lay it out, like not physically. And we could have if we would have taken our time, but then we were like, let's go ahead and put the tarp down or put the plastic down and throw some water to it and see how it goes. And at that point, it was just too late. So it's probably not changing. It's going to stay the same for the Verb Day, and it'll be a nice rough ride down to cool off in between motos. But I think I'm going to have to adjust my drop in and make the drop in a little bit bigger to get some more speed and maybe even a little bit more lift to the ramp. I think if we want to get some good air, we're gonna have to adjust the pitch of that ramp. And, today was test day.
Test day.
We're still getting better.
You have to sign a waiver release to ride this slip
Well,
and
they're
slide.
already probably on a waiver release just to get into the facility,
That's
right?
on a different one.
Yep. You got to sign to get in. So
Yeah, so- You're good. You're good. That the entry, that platform entry looked to me to be you got to hit it perfect.
Oh, the water truck into the.
Is that what it was? The water
Yeah.
truck? Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So that was the back of our water truck, which is 13 feet tall. And it was backed up on the ramp. So like the video really doesn't do just how big everything is, but the drop down is also really steep. So the one where Bubs jumped in, if you jump 1 foot too far, you're landing at the bottom versus the top.
Mhm.
So he went straight to the jaw when he did it. But I jumped in from the top, and then obviously I had some other injuries there in Missouri, like my hand and my face, and stuff not quite completely healed.
He told us he got older
So
and
after
smarter.
I did it once, I was like, that was really stupid. I should not do that anymore. So I didn't do any more drop-ins from up high. It was. I mean, obviously it was backed up to about, so it wasn't 13 foot, but we were still jumping a good 7-8
Oh,
foot
yeah.
from the platform down to the landing. And yeah, it was honestly like somebody looked at one of the parents of the kids there looked at me and they're like, I mean, I could see if the kids were doing this, but aren't you getting a little old for this? That really honestly made me want to do it more. But it now looking back, it's like, damn, I am getting a little bit old for this dumb shit, but I'm still gonna do it.
Just don't put hay bales at the bottom.
Oh,
What's that?
Okay. So Brandon just reminded me. He said, "Don't put hay bales at the bottom." See, Brandon and I went to high school together, and we had a party at my house when we were in high school, and we made a pool of water, and we used hay bales to make the pool of water. Well, the hay bales kept moving because we were hitting them so hard, so we just staked them down. And then about half an hour later, our buddy snapped his leg on the hay
Straight-legged
bale.
it.
Oh, just like
Right into
compound
it.
fracture. Yeah, it was a good
Oh
one.
shit!
Yeah.
It was a good one. It was a good one for sure.
Wasn't very good.
So, hey, Liam's got a ton of questions to ask you, but while he's looking them up, I wanted to know that the slip and slide is going to be used in the event that you have coming up, July 4th weekend, right?
Yeah. We just put it up for something for the kids to do, and once the adults get drinking enough for them to do as well.
Yeah, that event looks
Sounds like fun.
it sounds like a pretty awesome event that you're putting on there. So I'm excited to see the videos coming out of that.
Yeah, I hope that we have a turnout. Obviously, we were pretty late in the game on getting everything posted and put up, so it's going to be tough to get people here
That's
on the fourth weekend. But I put together a really killer track. It's a little bit more woods than moto. I think it's like 4 minutes on the woods and 3 minutes on the moto side. And I know we can prep the moto side, but the woods are probably going to be a little bit dry, at least half of it. I've got an extreme section with rock garden back in the back, and I'm hoping to make it pretty even, for a moto rider or an off-road guy.
Yeah. So it's 2 30-minute motos, isn't it? Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a little more than a 30-minute moto, though. I think it's going to be like.
I can barely hear them in the back.
I think it's going to be more than a 30-minute moto, isn't it, Stu?
I can still barely hear Liam.
That's weird.
Steward.
Go ahead, Liam.
Speak up.
It's going to be more than 30-minute moto, isn't it?
It's going to be just over for the pro race. It's going to be just over 30.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you hear him well now?
No, not really.
Okay, Liam.
Speak very loud.
While you're asking questions, go ahead and use my mic then.
So someone asked, what's your favorite GNCC win?
My favorite GNCC win?
Yeah.
Probably. I would have to say probably Florida. In 2018 or 19, whenever I had torn my ACL and basically didn't say anything about it, but definitely needed surgery and lined up anyway. Tried to do the best we could on the rehab and absolutely mopped the field down there. And it was one of those where it's just like against all odds, everything worked well, and got gas poured all over myself in the pit stop and bike shut off and had to race with my balls on fire for the next hour and a half. But yeah, it was just one of those days where like everything was stacked against me, but I still was able to come out on top.
That's the worst. Gas. That happened. My wife was pitting me one time, and we had one of those quick fill cans, and it got stuck. And she picked it up, and it just fell over my. Oh, dude.
Stu's had it a few times.
Oh, that's killer, man. It's killer.
It's awful. It's awful.
It's the worst.
Absolutely.
I was our holes as hard as I could to try to get splash water up on me. I'm like, oh man. Yeah.
And
yeah, I've had it. I've had it a few times. Last year in Ohio, we were running a different fuel than I'd had poured on me prior, and that one for me was way worse than anything else. It was like normally you get red and it burns. I mean, it burns like hell. But in Ohio last year, whatever fuel we were using, it actually blistered. Like my entire legs and everything were blistered all to hell. It was pretty brutal.
Yeah. It sucked.
Yeah, that sounds rough. That's terrible.
Yeah. And what tire setup do you run for Snowshoe and in general?
My number one go-to tire setup is going to be a 53 Dunlop rear, and I always use the 110s over the 120s on the rear. I just feel like number one, the bib fills it up a little more. I don't like to feel my tire roll. And then number two, in the ruts, I feel like a little bit narrower tire allows me to set into it just a little bit better. And then on the front tire, I use the Dunlop 33 pretty much 90% of the time. I would say I run the 53 probably 60% of the time. Other times I'll run a 33 or a trial tire at some of the events, but majority is 53 on the rear, and then probably 90% of the time I'm going to be on the 33 front. The only times that I'll switch is if I go to a 53 front for a very, very dry race. It has to be basically late in to want to switch that tire.
There you go.
Yeah, no, that's similar to me too. And then we'll do one last one. How has fatherhood changed your outlook on racing?
It definitely makes you think a little bit differently, during the week. Quite a few. Like I've got a set date in mind on like when I want to be retired now, and it's more just not wanting to take the same risks that you have to do to win. And at the same time, it's like, okay, well, this is my job, so if I'm not taking the risk to win, then I'm not able to provide for my family. But at the same time, if I take too much risk and I end up in a wheelchair for life or whatever it may be. Like, how can I take care of my family? So, with that, like, obviously it made me kind of decide like when I wanted to be done, or at least look at like when I want to be done. And, it'll probably be a little sooner than what I originally planned on. I mean, obviously everybody wants to plan on racing in their mid-30s, and I think that I'm very capable of it. But I would say about the time I'm 30 is about the time that I'll be hanging it up and, going more full time to the shoals and teaching kids not to make the same mistakes that I made.
I kind of have a follow-up question to what Liam just said. How has fatherhood changed? Like, how do you view, now that you're a father, your son racing in the future? Because like, I know as myself, being a dad, and Brandon, you're a dad as well. And Liam, you guys, it's fine for you to take that risk for yourself, but whenever it's your little one, it's different, right?
Yeah. That one's a little tough. Like, I never intended on him racing. Obviously, if that's what he wants to do, that's what we'll do. But I was kind of hoping that he didn't. And to be honest, it's just because of the corruption. When you really look behind the scenes, like, and obviously we can get into this, and people are going to look at it both ways, but it's cool that I race for a living, but at the same time, if I'm going to say that I'm changing my quality of life to this, which you do, I mean, you genuinely do. Like, you look at any professional athlete, it doesn't matter where they are, you change your quality of life to do it. You're going to die. Your body's not going to hold up. Like, there's going to be that you can mark my words. Look at average death of a football player. Like, it's going to be much sooner than a person that worked a 9 to 5. Like, so for me, looking at it that way, I've got to also realize, like, we're not making near enough money to do what we do. Like, flat out. Like, guys like Liam, still one of the best riders in the world, the best in his country, came over here to the U.S. to ride for free, to eventually take what?
Uh-oh. You said he was on the road, right?
Is it your phone? You there, Stu?
Just go racing, just racing, nothing else. $39,000 a year. So when I'm gonna sit here and say, okay, that's 39. What is this? I don't sit it. I'm busy. Don't sit it in front of me. So when I'm sitting here and running these numbers, like, okay, $39,000 a year is what it costs me to go racing, and that's obviously, I got a big RV, but I broke it down. I did a Sprinter van and got hotels with average costs in the U.S. like $139, expected to go up almost 30% next year. So now you're looking at $33,000 to go racing in a Sprinter van, and this is just fuel and hotel. I'm not even talking food, like just fuel and hotel. So when you're talking money like that, like, we don't get paid enough to do what we need to do. And then I've got to go down the list. Like, I'm going to pay a trainer. A lot of these, most people go down south and spend a couple $1,000s a month to train through the winter, to do it properly, to really go out and do it properly, to eat the right way, to ride when you need to ride, to work out the way that you need to work out, to do all the extra things that we have to pay for to be the best. It genuinely costs me $80,000 a year to be good at this. So if I'm signing a $100,000 contract, that doesn't give me fuck all to pay a house payment.
Yeah,
I've got to be winning. And yes, you can do it much cheaper. You can go out and you can spend $39,000 a year and go racing. And you can be a good, at our level, you can be a good rider. But you're not going to be great for $39,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's just facts. Like you're not going to be able to take the X steps to be the best that you can be.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what set me aside last year is I did things different than I had in the past. And I spent a lot more money doing so, but I could see it. Like if you see the results, then roll with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, you know, to wrap it back up with the kid, like I don't necessarily want him to be stuck in the same thing. And yeah, I love riding dirt bikes and I'll never stop. And if he wants to ride and he wants to be competitive, that's fine. I'll back him doing it. But God, I hope that the industry changes by the time he's here, because it is far from motocross and supercross. And we work just as hard and we sell just as many bikes.
If not more.
We're not. Yeah, we're not on a TV, but I know that GNCC had over 9,000 different racers line up throughout the season.
Yeah.
So you're looking at 9,000 people that are buying probably more than one new motorcycle a year.
Mm-hmm.
And supercross and motocross, like I don't even think there are 9,000 people that try to go to Loretta Lynn's, and that's all you hear about.
Yeah.
The biggest event of all time. So, you know, to me, like, we don't get paid enough. I mean, Jason Raines was probably making, I know for sure he was making more money in late 90s, early 2000s than I'm making present day, as far as salary, bonuses, whatever, like you name it. There was more money back then than there is now. And I think a lot of it has to do with riders just taking what you can get, and the teams just walking all over the riders. But that's where I don't want my kid to be a part of that. Like I have no interest in dealing with the people in this industry that I have to deal with, or have had to deal with in the past. And, you know, I don't fit. I don't plan on treating it as serious with him. And I hope that they do well with whatever, but, I will not be pushing him to do this. It'll be, if you want to go race, we're going racing. I'll do every GNCC. I'll do every national enduro that he wants to. I'll do whatever, whenever, wherever. But I'm definitely not going to push him to be a pro, you know, unless things change significantly in the sport. Like I'm not going to push him to be a pro in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
yeah. Hey, I mean, that's been my rant.
No, it's not,
a lot this year.
We've been talking about it this year.
And even on not even the pro level too. I mean, look at the amateur. You got, like, for me to travel just to do full gas sprint, it's cost me over $1,000 a weekend to travel with my family, and like $1,000 a weekend. It's 6 weekends, $6,000.
Yeah.
Just for 6 races. You know what I mean?
The hotels at Snowshoe this weekend.
Oh yeah. There you go. That's $1,000 right there. Easy.
Yeah. It's crazy. And I go there to race for fun and maybe get a $10 plaque. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, you guys are doing it for a living, so you guys should be making a lot more money.
The thing. We as a sport, we need to take care of the premier athletes in the sport.
Athletes,
yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. It blows my mind. And I don't know if it needs to be the GNCC side of it or if it needs to be more OEM. I'm not sure, but both of them probably need to step it up.
I would say both.
Yeah, I would say across the board. I mean, you look at the cost of a motorcycle. It's almost tripled since the 90s, and I can tell you our salaries haven't. You look at the entry fee, the gate fee at a GNCC, it's almost tripled. I can tell you that the pro payout hasn't. So, you know, I'm just speaking facts. Like, yeah, you know, those powers that be at GNCC or OEMs can listen to this and bitch at me all they want and say, oh, well, things are more expensive. Yes, they are. Same for me.
Right.
They're more expensive. Like, I mean, in any other industry, there you're going to see increases throughout, you know, at least throughout the last 3 decades. And ours, that's not. So, you know, that side of it's definitely frustrating. But instead of throwing more money at the riders, you see other manufacturers that can figure out how to throw a full semi, you know, $1 million, $1.5 million build full of millions of dollars of parts and 10 employees to races, and they can afford to do that, but, you know, can't afford to pay their riders another $50,000, $75,000. Pay guys like Liam who are who are still one of the top guys. I hear that, there's going to be major cutbacks for next season. Well, how is there major cutbacks? Everybody's posted about just having record-breaking years. So,
yeah,
it's pretty frustrating, but that's the sad reality of this industry that we're in, and that's just how they're used to using the riders as stepping stone, and they use us up, get everything out of us, and then turn us loose, and 95% of the riders do it left with nothing. So, like that, I said it from the start, like, fun, and it is a very cool job, but I'm definitely not planning to stop riding ever. Like, I just can't stand the behind the scenes industry. Like, it's just it sucks to see the stuff that really goes on across the board, and there's just a lot of things that could be fixed.
Yeah, absolutely. And like we said, it's something that we want to preach about and, help spread the word about as well. And having you on here is good because, we know that your voice is, you're not afraid to speak your mind, and that's great because, we'll always provide a platform for stuff like that as well. I actually have, before we let you go, want to end on this. The Isaiah White, which is the guy with the free Howard's Hole sign, wanted to make sure that you and Liam both knew that the mud volleyball starts at 9 a.m.
Oh, 9.
So he wanted to make sure you guys knew that. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right, Liam, we'll pedal the other side of the mountain at 8. And we'll be done with it and back over there for mud volleyball at 9.
Perfect.
There we go. There we go. Hey, Stu, Liam, do you have anything else, man, that you want to say?
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'll see him up there at volleyball.
Yep, that's right. Sounds like we got a challenge too that he's behind you.
Are we playing?
Absolutely.
I mean, you're not gonna go down there just to spectate, right?
I mean, I'll bring a second set of shoes.
You don't need shoes, man. You gotta be like the mountaineers around here. We just go barefoot.
Yeah. I'll bring my jandals. I'll bring
You know
some of
how
them.
much beer glass is in the
I was getting ready to say that. Yeah, yeah. At least wear the Crocs.
When I'm watching people fighting and belly flopping in there, all I can think of is like, I mean, yeah, I know people aren't just like shattering glass intentionally, but how many drunk ass people are out there with a glass bottle in their hand? They fall over and breaks it on the rock. Like, there's no telling. I mean, that place, that if you go down playing volleyball, it might kill you.
That would be his luck too.
So send Isaiah down there with a net first to make sure that there ain't no shit out there. I want it wherever I'm going to be stationed on volleyball. I want to make sure that there's no glass.
Or if you're going to be there and you don't want to play, you could
be the ref.
You could bring your tree stand and be the ref from the tree stand. I think that would be fun as well.
I'm game.
Okay.
There we go. Stu, man, as always, thanks for coming on the show. We really appreciate your time tonight, and look forward to seeing you back at the GNCCs this weekend. And we'll try to say hey to you while we're up there this weekend as well.
All right, sounds good. We'll see you guys up there.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah. It wasn't too bad. It wasn't too bad.
Pretty PG.
Good stories.
Yeah.
PG.
Good stories. Man, the tooth one though.
Yeah.
That's a solid story.
It fell out too when he was driving one time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and he pulled over in the middle of the road.
This is a common
on the floor. Yeah, when he had just got it.
Mm-hmm.
Found it on the floor, and Stu's truck is not clean by any means.
This was a common occurrence then.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
absolutely.
a common.
He's got to get that denture glue.
Yeah, he stopped at the CVS and got glue, and we glued it in the CVS parking lot.
I'm sure CVS does CVS have denture glue?
I'm sure they do.
They do.
CVS, they got pharmacies.
Legit stuff.
And he walked in with a tooth in his hand and said, "You got glue for this?"
It's like, the Gorilla Glue's back there.
Yeah, right.
So, how many times did you question your decision making whenever you first came over, and then you're thrown into all this?
Multiple. I think my parents were the funniest when they came over and like met Stu for the first time, and were like, "You've been living with him?" And then they stayed at his house, and yeah, he's definitely one of a kind. But there's not many people that meet someone from another country and let them live in their house and take the wing,
Yeah, the character of that is wild as well. And then we joke around about the ventures that you're on and everything, but I mean the guy knows his stuff and knows the sport inside and out. He dissects it like a scientist. I mean, don't let the extra BS fool you, because he's quite
very very smart.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then Jimmy, yes, I think Liam, you did say that your tire setup is about the same as Stu's, right?
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Hey guys, while we've been talking about Isaiah White with the Free Howard's Hole sign, let's get him on real quick. We're gonna call him just for a couple minutes and talk to him about this about this volleyball.
Right.
We need to know about it.
Hello,
Isaiah.
Hello.
Hey.
Yes, it's Isaiah.
Hey, Isaiah, it's Cooper and Brandon from the Split Line Show. Liam Draper's here as well. And we see that you've been watching. Thanks for letting us call you real quick.
Yeah, no problem. What's up, guys?
Not much, man.
Not much, man. Wanted to check in with this. Now, did you guys realize that there's a CEO of Howard's Hole?
I didn't know that.
This is the guy. This is the guy.
Wow.
Yeah, CEO of Howard's Hole. How's it going, man?
Hey, it's high paying, so don't tell anybody.
Yeah.
We need more people on site then.
Listen, I know you two wheel guys. You guys don't need help. The couches do. That's why we're down there in full force for the quad guys.
We need the encouragement, though.
Encouragement does seem to go a long ways, though.
Oh, yeah.
That's true. But the thing is, with the price hike of the rooms, it's so hard to get a room for Sunday night to get cleaned off. You need a bank loan to stay there now.
Yeah, that's true.
Very true.
We were just talking about that. And hey, listen, we're going to push this as well. Our voice might be small, but we will try. Stu came up with the idea, and we were talking to him. This has been a while back on our show, that he would love to see all of the pros race on Saturday. So the ATVs go through, and then the pro bikes go through. And our first question to him a couple of months ago, when he mentioned that to us, was, what would 7 hours of straight Howard's Hole be like?
So I don't know if you guys remember, and I kind of forget, but I posted a meme on GNCC site of, who was it? Shawn Michaels and Stone Cold. Did you guys see that?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And the guy brought up the 2017 or 18 Snowshoe, where they ran the AM quads through there, and it took hours to get them out, and then they ran the PM through. And I just remember drinking copious amounts of liquids and don't remember much of the race. So I think it would just be a remake of that.
So
perfect.
It's perfect because you said that the bikes don't need help. So by that time, you won't need to help as much, right?
Be a bunch of speed bumps.
We'll just cheer.
Oh, yeah. That's what it'll be.
It's a perfect storm.
Yeah, as long as you guys are capable of sitting down there and waving the split line flea flag or flea rags. I made the thing, and I don't even know what they're called. As long as you're capable of just waving the flea rags, you're good.
Yeah.
We can do that. I promise.
So, Hey, man, I got to meet up with you because we're going to be giving you some of those flea rags to hand out down there.
Let's go.
Really hoping that they're going to come in time, because if not, we're going to look like major failures here. But they're supposed to be here Thursday. So,
especially if a CEO starts talking about merchandise that doesn't come in, you guys will make me look bad.
Yeah, and it's free merchandise too. So we know how everybody loves free merchandise.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So
I just have. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Okay. The thing with Liam and Stu is, we told them 9. We're leaving the village at 8, but we know those Busch Light guys, they need a couple extra hours to wake up. But we'll be down there waiting for you.
But are you walking?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we'll be on e-bikes. We'll pass you.
I was gonna say, have you seen me? I need some cardio.
Oh, yeah? Well, you can stay down there till Sunday and then help us.
He's all about that help.
I can't promise you that's not going to happen.
Now, you notice that he mentioned walking down to Howard's Hole. He never said a thing about walking back up.
Well, I mean, we could give you a lift on the last lap.
well, we got smart about 12 years ago, and we started walking the rest of the way down, then catching the ski lift up.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So the volleyball starts at 9 a.m.
Yes, we'll be down there. We'll be set up. We had a Pong and Cup game set up last year. But we don't know if we have enough hands for this year. So we'll set up all the games we can. The thing is, we're just trying to boycott the AM quads.
Yeah.
It's nothing against the AM racers. We love them. We're just trying to show them, hey, we'll be down there. You send them through or not, we're going to still be at Howard's Hole.
Wow, this is getting crazy.
Yeah, I told you, man. It's like wild. The buildup is crazy this year for Snowshoe already.
So, Liam, like, are you on board? Like, you would like to be racing Saturday as well? Then,
yeah, I think it'd be fun.
Yeah,
sure.
I think it'd be so awesome because all the fans are already there. You know, Brandon and I, our mission with this podcast, the number one mission with this podcast was to unite the sport.
That's right.
Not unite the sport with the ATVs and the dirt bikes. So that's split line off road. That's what we do, man. So if we can get them both on Saturday, that's the game plan. That'd be amazing. Howard's Hole.
Hey, all we want is equality for the AM quads. That's it. That's it.
Hey, we were disappointed when we went to John Penton and they didn't run the Monster Mile. We're like, what the heck, man?
We were there.
We walked all the way down there.
We boycotted it as well, kind of.
Like,
well, hey, we need to figure out a way to get you guys down to Howard's Hole for the AM quads and then back out so you can do your interviews.
Exactly. We need to talk to Mikey. Maybe he can give us a ride on the mule because we know that he'll be down there and he'll probably
play some volleyball.
He'll be well. Somehow Mikey gets down there really fast and then gets back up to the top of the mountain really fast.
Hey, I gave Mikey a shirt at the Mason-Dixon, so he owes me a favor.
There we go.
Okay.
There we go. So
I'll cash it in for you guys.
There we go. Well, we're giving him. We actually owe Mikey a shirt from the Mason-Dixon as well. We'll, hey, we'll hook up with you Friday and get you those get you those rags.
Okay, just let me know. Like I said, I'll be up there early Thursday and just run around politicking a little bit, spreading the word.
Politicking, I love it. All right. All right, man. Well, we're going to let you jump off here and just wanted to let you jump on and get the word out. And, free Howard's Hole, man.
Awesome. Thank you for having me on, guys.
Not a problem, man. We'll talk to you later.
Hey, free Howard's Hole, baby.
That's right. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, geez. We love it.
Oh, dude.
GNCC fans are awesome.
It's great.
CEO of Howard's Hole. Man, this is
quite
serious.
The position. Quite the position, right?
I wonder if he wears one of those tuxedo shirts.
Wonder if he's the same guy at Ironman Hill.
Oh, is it the same guy? There might be two different CEOs,
Can you be the same guy?
I don't know.
I don't think, because isn't it like Howard's Hole versus
Ironman Hill?
Ironman Hill?
Maybe.
I mean,
Ironman Hill's got all those fences up on it now, though, I think.
Yeah.
Tamed it down a little.
Yeah. Hopefully we don't ever tame down Howard's Hole because
how can you tame it down? Listen, this one thing about GNCC fans, Stu was saying it won't be that wet. People will be down there with water bottles filling it up. I'm like,
it'll be wet.
It'll be wet somehow.
Hey, he just jumped on and said no. Howard's Hole is better than Ironman, so he's not also the CEO of Ironman Hill.
He's fired up now.
Yeah,
he's really mad.
He's ready to go. It's like Coke. It's like Coke versus Pepsi.
Right.
So our next guest coming on the show is Branden Owens. He just came off of a win at the Mason-Dixon in the XC2 ATV.
First dude to knock off Jay Shad.
And I have to ask him, I can't remember. This is his second XC2 victory, right? Second or third?
Mm-hmm. Has only been Jay Shadron's won every race so far?
Every race besides this one.
The last 2 years, he's won every race that he's raced. So, like, was it College A last year?
College A last year, yeah.
And then he moved to XC2. Won them all so far until last week. Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. So
isn't Jay Shadron from around here too?
I know he's close because he's raced several of the Mountain State races as well.
Yeah.
So I believe he's from Ohio.
Yeah, I think he's from Ohio.
Yeah.
think so.
A lot of fast guys from Ohio. Buckeye State.
Damn, Ohio.
I mean, Walker's not that fast, is he?
Hello? Brandon, what's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Not much, man. How was the moto?
Oh, well, got barbed wire wrapped around the axle. You know how it goes.
Oh.
How do you get barbed wire wrapped around the axle at your home track?
I don't know. I was building some new track, and, well, I already built it, but I was just riding it in. Next thing I know, I'm all wrapped up.
Well, I guess that happens sometimes. I guess it happens. We were just talking. Was Mount Morris your second or your third XC2 win?
Like ever?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I won 2 my first year.
Okay.
And then I think last year I won 6, I want to say.
Oh, okay, man. Where are we at? Jeez, you're slacking. The heat's getting to you.
The heat is getting to me. We've been battling with our AC unit. I'm not sure if you can hear it or not, but we keep turning it on and turning it off to try to get some cool air in here because it's hot.
No, I can't hear it.
Good deal.
Okay, good. So going into Snowshoe, man, how pumped are you coming off of a win? You guys battled like crazy that past race up at High Point, and we know that Snowshoe is a good round for West Virginia.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, coming off a win, it really helps because, believe it or not, I actually not a super big fan of Snowshoe, but I also don't dislike at the same time. But definitely a confidence booster coming off of a win. So I'm hoping to come in and just try to do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now, are you a guy that likes the wet snowshoe or a dry snowshoe?
Say that again.
Are you a guy that likes the wet snowshoe or the dry snowshoe?
I can't hear you. You got to say that again.
It has to be that AC.
Has to be that AC. Yeah. Go ahead, Brandon. I turned it off.
All right. So I said, are you a guy that likes the dry snowshoe or the wet snowshoe?
Dry snowshoe preferably.
Okay. Well,
I mean, I've ridden both, and I seem to do better in the dry. And I think it's honestly because of my weight difference. I'm 140 pounds, so I don't know if that's got something to do with the traction wise.
no traction on the rear, man.
Yeah.
Shoot. So Liam, can we get you on a quad out there yet?
I rode a quad maybe 2019 when I did a moose photo shoot with McGill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the worst thing I've ever done. I don't know how I take my hat off to these guys. I don't know how they do it. I mean, us bike guys can get out of some of the bumps and miss some tree roots and rocks and stuff, but they just pound them all day long.
It's just take a beating.
Yeah.
So I'm sure Brandon's had some good times with McGill too. So he's a good McGill guy. So yeah.
yeah. They're
yeah. No photo shoots. No photo shoots with McGill.
Do what now?
Any photo shoots with McGill?
Nah, I try to stay away from the photo shoots.
I think Liam probably did too after the first one.
Yeah, especially McGill started photo editing and putting cheap in my pictures. Yeah, it just got to a whole nother level.
Man.
Gotta thank Stu for that one, right?
Yeah, it was at Stu's place. That's probably what.
So Brandon, we talked to you right after the race at the Mount Morris. Talk us through that because we watched it. We were there, and it just looked like an intense battle all day long for you guys.
Yeah, I jumped out and I jumped out about mid-pack, and honestly, I was like, man, it's gonna be a long day. Started working my way through some guys. Next thing I know, I'm behind Steven, and that was a real confidence booster in that race. So it kind of lit a fire in me and took back off. I followed Steven for a little while and finally found a spot to pass him at. And once I got around him, I got to Wyatt and Jay and made a couple good passes on them. And then at that point, I was just feeling super good. I not to sound cocky or anything, but I felt like I could just drive away from him at that point. Like I was feeling amazing. And got away, had a little gap, and I pretty much just tried to stay in my own lane, just kind of feeling the flow. And coming towards the end, I knew Jay was gonna definitely bring some heat, so I was trying to just keep it in that flow. And here he comes. I see him back behind me from a distance, and I'm like, okay, we gotta keep going. And I was behind Josh this time, and I kept saying, Josh, we gotta go every time we get into a turn or something. And we were just rolling, trying to keep that pace. Jay ended up catching up with us, and it was probably 2 miles before the finish. We came to this, it was like a grassy section, but there was a couple little trees here and there. Well, there was a lapper flipped over in the middle of the track, and Josh kind of pulled in behind him, like trying to figure out what to do, pulled in behind Josh, and then Jay was right behind me. Well, Josh could jump out. Well, I'm like, okay, I'm going to follow him, jump out. Well, he already figured out what he was going to do, and he was coming flying by me. And we ended up colliding, and he got short and clipped a tree. And then at that point, it was just me and Josh again. And we were just trying to make it to the finish.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty exciting end of the race. Or
Definitely on my toes.
so, would this be one of your your favorite races, your most proud of win, or?
Probably my first XT2 win ever was probably my favorite, but that was definitely a close second.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. I mean, you talk about like Jay. I mean, we've said this a ton before. Like you guys are racing a pro when you race Jay Shadron. I mean, he's been there, done that before. The experience is there, and we talked to Wyatt and Steve already this season. We talked to you earlier as well, but you got those guys, and then you got a veteran up there that you guys are learning so much. I'm sure it's nice feeling to get one over on the wily veteran.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I feel like he's definitely faster just because we have to go fast and at the same time think about him because he's got so much more experience, man. It's just I'm finally starting to get the hang of it, but yeah, it's wild.
So any bike changes making for this race too for Snowshoe?
For Snowshoe, honestly, I'm going to stick with little tires. I tried the big tires last year. I wasn't a super big fan of them. I mean, in the mud, I'm running big tires, but I don't know. Snowshoe, they were just weird for me. I had it was just, I don't know. It was just weird. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
But honestly, we'll probably keep everything the same. Just, I'm really liking the way the bike feels right now. I really don't do much for Snowshoe.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. Snowshoe's one of those tough places, though. It's like we had Stu Baylor on it just a little bit ago, and Brandon and I remember from last year, like that section right before the line or right before the pit area, that being one of the toughest places for you guys. And I'm sure, like, it's just one of those things where you guys got to watch out for being high centered all the time. Like Liam, you said, that they're able to kind of move around places, but you guys got to be real particular with where you can and can't go just to try to keep that full momentum going.
Yeah, I mean, that's all Snowshoe's about, just keeping your momentum up and trying to just across the rocks and roots and whatever's coming your way.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you think about I know you've done it several times, and I believe you're on, what are you, on row 3 this year?
Yeah.
Is that right? 3. Okay. What's your thoughts on the running positions of the rows? Do you like every say that they long on row 1, but it's always they like kind of being the chaser to where you just catch up to you and you're already beating them. What's your thoughts on that? And like judging by who's in the row ahead of you, does that make you feel confident? Where's your head at with that?
Honestly, I like being back. I like being back a couple rows because at that point, I got it in my head that if I catch these guys, I mean, all I got to do is stay with them and I'm ahead. You know what I mean? So that's just something I definitely feel more comfortable where I'm at than being in row 1 because you're constantly being chased.
Yeah, I can see that because like when I do full gas or whatever, if I'm down a couple seconds on somebody, I'll give them like the whole 15. But like if I can catch him and pass him, I got the time back. You know what I mean? So I kind of use that as my head.
I'm the same way at the sprint. It's like you have to give him 5 seconds, and that's all I'll give him.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You catch it, and you're catching him. Good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like if you can see someone, you can definitely a little bit more drive.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And then you got, especially at Snowshoe, you got places like Howard's Hole where, there's a potential chance where the front row could get a bottleneck going on, which you don't really have that normally at a GNCC where like your pro guys aren't getting bottlenecked really. Right. But at Snowshoe, it could be, that's a place where you actually could have a pro row get a bottleneck.
Especially where, especially the mud fleas down there make you jump off that ledge like they did last year.
That's right. They were jumping.
Yeah, they were jumping that ledge. Yeah.
Well,
Brandon, did you hit that ledge last year or did you get to go around? Did they let you go around?
I'm pretty if I remember right, I'm pretty sure I had to hit it every lap. It was just everywhere. And constantly every lap I was looking for somewhere to go, and it was just nowhere else.
That looked pretty gnarly.
You have to take that up with the CEO of Howard's Hole. we had him on just a few minutes ago. It's the guy that carries around the sign that says "Free Howard's Hole." He said that they will be down there at 9 a.m. playing volleyball in Howard's Hole, so they're going to be primed and ready by the time that you guys get there about 6 hours later.
Sounds to me like we're gonna have our hands full.
It's probably the biggest problem for those guys is the people down there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
much bigger.
So I've never experienced it myself, but what is it like just going into a sea of people? Are you able to see your lines ahead of time, or is it one of those things where you're just like looking like 5 feet in front of you, not knowing where you're going?
Yeah,
dude, it's chaos. If you don't plan it, you're gonna have a hard time getting through. My first couple of years in the PM race, I didn't have anybody down there really. I had like one person, and it was complete chaos. I have like probably 4, 5, 6 guys down there from the start, just showing me line to line. But if you don't have that, I feel terrible for you. That sucks. I've been through it, but you definitely have to come in with a plan, or you're just going to be either stuck or trying to tune out where you want to go.
Can you have a plan? I mean, my question is because like I know that they kind of like almost decide where you're going to go.
Right.
So
I feel like you can't have a plan. And there's half the amount of people for us.
Brandon, how often do you go into Howard's Hole with a plan, and 3 seconds in your plan
is plan D?
You're on plan D.
We honestly make a plan the day before. It's going to change no matter what. You don't really have a choice.
Yeah.
But some of the guys I have with me they're not scared to get in there and be like, hey, you guys got to move.
He's got the track markers with the cops coming out, like the runway poles.
We're like COVID, like 6 feet back, boys.
That's right.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, man, I tell you what, like we're excited. I mean, once we talked to you after the Mason-Dixon race, and it just, seeing you get that win, it looked like it meant a lot of weight lifted off of your shoulders. This year's kind of been an up and down year for you. You've had some mechanical issues going on, and it just looks like you can get that ball rolling, and we're excited to see where maybe going into summer break with another win.
Yeah, I mean, we did some changes earlier or 3 rounds ago, and it really helped us. So I'm just honestly just going to try to keep getting more comfortable on the bike, the new setup, and just trying to figure it out over summer break. And hopefully we can come back in with the same momentum we left with.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, man. No, it's exciting. Hey, the CEO of Howard's Hole just spoke. He said if he gets I'm believing he's meaning a split line shirt, he'll move everyone for Brandon. So Brandon, we got the CEO behind you. So, we're is this like insider trading? I don't know. I feel a little guilty.
It's getting serious.
It's getting pretty serious. We might be doing some incriminative evidence. That's the second time I've had to say this show.
Liam's going to slide you a piece of paper and be like, hook me up too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Brandon, man, we're not going to keep you too much longer. Just like I said, really excited to see where you're going to go this season after such a good win and a good chance of going into the summer break on a really uptick of your season.
Yep, let's keep it rolling.
That's right, man. So, hey, man, we will see you at Snowshoe. Dude, I keep forgetting, but we still owe you a T-shirt. You need to call us out on that. You should have called us out when you saw us last weekend.
We usually have a box of them with us, so just say something to us. Don't be shy.
Well, I'm sure I'll get a hold of you guys when you're up there. I'll figure out where you're at or something.
There we go. Yeah. All right, man. Well, we will talk to you here in a little bit, or when we see you up at Snowshoe, bud.
All right, I appreciate you guys letting me come on and take up some time.
Absolutely, anytime. Love having you on, and appreciate you always in support of the show.
Yep, you guys take care.
All right, man. Too. We'll talk to you later.
Man,
it's getting hot in here again. I'm pretty frustrated.
You should have kept the Arctic fan. After you get it cooled down, and then you turn the Arctic fan on.
This insulation's too good. See, he was.
Listen, I cried about it.
He cried. He was like, "We need insulation. It's so cold up here.
It was freezing."
So you guys insulated it?
Oh yeah.
Sweat
Well,
box.
Not the
for the winter time, it's amazing.
Yeah,
Nice.
for the winter time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, dude, it's too hot. And we
I was actually messaging a listener, and he said he could not hear it, but evidently it's messing up something with the phone.
with the mic or
Yeah,
something.
'cause it was-
can't hear.
Yeah, because Stu couldn't hear you, and then
As
Brandon
soon as
couldn't hear you.
couldn't hear me. So, which is crazy. So.
Yeah. So hey, we got something going on here. Let me see. Got
Oh geez. Man, it's a busy show.
it's a busy show tonight.
Liam brought all the guests.
We'll see. We'll see.
Pinky's Pizza.
Is this long time, first time?
Yeah, long time listener, first time caller.
Walker Fowler, welcome to the show, buddy. Appreciate you making a little bit of your time out on such a busy weekend. You're at a beautiful resort right now up on top of Snowshoe Mountain, and we appreciate a few minutes of your time tonight, bud.
Yeah, so I'm an adult and I got AT&T and it's changing my life.
Oh, he finally
man.
made the switch.
Was it because of us?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Well, and just in general.
We'll take a little bit of the credit there.
A piece of
But
the
I
pie.
mean, like the 17 drop calls. Actually, so I actually had AT&T. No, I didn't have it yet. I got it as soon as I got home, and I had talked to you guys over the winter. So, well, I guess it would have been in like April or March, end of March or April.
Mhm.
Man, you've never sounded more crystal clear than you do right
Isn't
now.
this fantastic?
It's amazing.
I'm on top of Snowshoe Mountain, 4848, with 2 hours of LTE AT service until everyone shows up. But when this place is empty, it rips up here.
We will be leaving this studio tomorrow morning, Brandon. We are going to AT&T to get a sponsorship deal.
Yeah.
I
After
think
that
it's-
promotion.
We definitely need to see if we can make something happen because it has changed my life.
I'm sure.
You're going to see AT&T across Fowler's goggles. You know how like Ricky Bobby did with the Wonder Bread?
Yeah.
You can't see
Yeah,
it.
exactly. This AT&T sticker sure is inconvenient, but boy, I sure love myself.
That's exactly right. Hey, Walker, we got Liam Draper here in studio, and we're sitting here in the sweat box tonight and talking Snowshoe.
Oh yeah. Well, what do you want to know?
Man, want to know how you feeling about Snowshoe, man? This has been a good. I mean, we say it every week. When I say this is a good track for Walker, and Brandon's like, "What track's not good for Walker?" But
Right.
this,
How many snowshoe wins do you have, Walker?
I believe 4
tied.
It's tied with McGill, right?
or 5, whatever it is, tied with McGill.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, we were
debating that. For some
we were
reason, we
debating-
thought 5. But
we
it might
were
be
saying
4.
4 or 5. I don't feel
Yeah.
quite as bad if he doesn't know either.
That's
so
right.
Yeah, I actually have no idea. I just
Well-
like this place is it's so hit or I'm not gonna say it's hit or miss because I'm actually pretty consistent here.
Mhm.
But it's just it's like Caleb Russell going and riding the Iron Giant. Like you don't know. One day you're on top of the world winning the prologue, and then the next day you're 37th place getting passed by a dual sport.
and watching your bike cartwheel down a hill.
Yeah, watching a cartwheel downhill. And I'm not taking anything away from Caleb,
No.
but I think it's awesome what he did. And the guys that were ahead of him are like, I know what kind of athlete he is. So, it's just crazy. So Snowshoe's kind of like that for me. Like you can be the best guy ever, have 5 wins here, and then, Saturday I can go out there and just ride the struggle bus. And, the elements are just so challenging. So, I would love to say that this is one of my favorite tracks. I've had great success here. It is mentally taxing as well as physically taxing. I know every year I come off the track with a raging headache. So much going on, the people and the Howard's Hole, and there's places where there's absolutely no one, desolate, and you're just stressed out. Like if I screw up, like people might not find me. Like it doesn't even become like part of the race issue. It's more like if I end up over that, like it could be the end. Like
Never thought about that.
I've never really thought of that too. But
So
I
when you
guess
cross the finish line, you're just like, like especially if you do well. Obviously, if you do well, it's awesome. People up here are nuts. Like obviously, if McGill wins, it's even crazier. Like I can't believe this place hasn't burned down yet when he wins. And if he would win, it might. You get enough WVU people here, it will.
Yeah, that's right.
It gets a little hectic. It gets a little hectic.
It gets wild. So it's cool that everyone up here embraces it, and makes it as special as it is. There's not a whole lot of places on earth that will let you come on a ski slope in the middle of summertime, and
no, it's a special place. We actually just had a few minutes ago Isaiah White, which is the Free Howard's Hole guy. We had him on the show. Yeah, and he just mentioned that you're behind the Free Howard's Hole movement. So.
Oh yeah. I had the sign up on the podium last race.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Well, man, so real quick, this season, you talked to us before how the season obviously is not going exactly how you have wanted it to, but man, we have to commend you on like the way that you've held yourself, and it's been such an awesome sight to see, just a true ambassador of the sport and a true competitor that you are, and man, it's just as it's not going perfectly to plan, it's still been a really good season of racing. You guys are putting on a heck of a show.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing is, we're obviously putting on a good show, and the ATVs right now are kind of the spotlight, not taking anything away from the bikes, but, a lot of the injuries and guys slowly starting to come back and that crowd get, healthy again. The quad guys other than McClure and Merritt is out now as well, but, your front runners, your top two are still in it.
I think
Kelly, Stu, Baylor are out, but we're doing our best, and we're bringing light to ATV racing. It's I'm not gonna say it's far from a dying breed, but it's struggling, but we're doing our thing to make it as best as we can, as strong as we can, and keep the focus on us, because people love competition and good racing, no matter what it is. So
I agree.
Yeah.
Like, I've never paid attention to. I mean, I watch the ATVs, but I've never watched a live broadcast after the race. And I watched Cam Coker, and it was pretty cool. Like, the drone following Walker and Bryson got most of their passes, and I think that's cool racing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. That race was definitely special for that. Just that. It's like these goofy, weird pine tree things.
Yeah,
It was
right.
just so it was so dead. Like they hadn't bloomed yet, and just going back and forth. That's definitely. There's a lot of races. Obviously, every race I've lost, I've said I wish I would have had that one back. There's probably two that was no prayer for me. Like, I wasn't going to win bigger buck, whatever they call that, tiger buck.
Tiger buck.
I wasn't that one. I gave it 100%. Bryson passed me on the first lap, and I never saw him. I was only 15 seconds behind, but like he just managed that 15-second gap, and I couldn't do anything about it. So these other races, like I'm right there, and then I'm either on. I just end up either crashing or breaking. I broke a chain. That's so uncharacteristic of me. I crashed in the easiest place in the middle of pro pits.
Right in front of me. Right in front of the Keeley rig.
Yeah, right. I don't know how you cartwheel your four-wheeler right there, but I just got up and I'm like, man, this is such a strange year.
Yeah. Hey, in your defense, that spot on the track, you say it's the easiest part, but we were talking a little bit ago, and like there's like miniature boulders you're skidding across going through there. So there was a reason why you kicked it sideways there, and it wasn't out of just negligence. That's a good place to break loose a little bit.
Well, gee, guys, thanks for making me try to feel a little better. Appreciate it.
Have you?
But no.
Has anything majorly changed this year for you? Like going into this year? Anything new?
Nothing that would hinder, my performance. I would say, other than, no. Honestly, no. Nothing's changed. I tried. I have a torn meniscus. It's a ramp lesion tear, so it's like the part that attaches to my femur, and it won't heal on its own. But it's not really hurting me like it did over the winter when I had a late start getting some training done. And a partial ACL, MCL, PCL, all that was from Ironman when I collided with John Guado on the second to last lap.
Ooh.
I was going to have everything fixed and try to come back early, not tell anybody a couple races, and then maybe it would get better. The way the universe worked, it never happened. COVID stuff, and I had it, but my doctor got, and then the center shut down for the holidays, and then he decided to go on vacation, and it was like okay, I'm not supposed to have this. So, but I got strong, and honestly, it feels better than my other knee at this point. And there shouldn't be anything wrong with that one, to my knowledge. So I just wear a brace now, and I've gotten used to it. I actually like it better than my knee pad that I was wearing. So other than that, no, and that's not an excuse. I feel like I'm going as fast as I was. Maybe I don't take the risks I used to. I think that's just age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know my limit, and I can ride over it, but like, I guess Bryson's gotten used to ignoring the limit, and now his new limit is higher, and good for him. Like, it's sketchy. It's sketchy watching him. But
yeah. No, I was just curious to see if you changed anything or anything.
No, yeah, he's just gotten used to being over the edge, and like that's that next step. And I guess we'll find out if anyone can rise to the occasion.
Well, Brandon and I have been talking about this for a while now, and the Bryson Walker battle, like that has been something that's been kind of brewing over the past few years.
Yeah.
I mean, Walker, you'd be the first one to say that as well. I mean, you guys have just kind of, Bryson has just been kind of stepping up every year to where, like, I mean, I'm sure, like, and you said it before, you knew these times were coming whenever he was just going to get better and more consistent.
Yeah. And that's 100% the difference for him this year. He's consistently winning. That's obviously important, but,
he's not throwing it away.
Yeah, he's not missed a single podium yet, and that's how championships are won. So, obviously, they've done their homework. They've been on the right track for at least the last 4 years, and then usually by now they've already had 2 DNFs and the wheels fall off the bus. You lose a lot of confidence. Mm-hmm. That's another huge thing going for him right now. There's no reason for him to not be confident. I mean, you're doing everything right. You're in probably the best fitness, especially coming off that big injury last year. You're doing all, you're winning. The fans are loving it. The media's loving it. It's just, you're on top of the world. And I had a lot of years up there for sure. And, I'm not saying I'm not even close to the bottom position for me than I've been in a long time, but, I completely understand where he's at. I've did it. Borich done it. Balanced did it. Buried it. So, it's still, there's still a lot of racing left.
Well,
is this
over 10 hours of racing? So anything can happen. I don't wish obviously any bad on anyone, but if we would each on DNF mechanical, tighten things back up to where quote unquote should be.
Yeah.
What is the points?
40
you and Bryson.
Yeah, 41 or 42.
41.
I think it's 41, isn't it, Mark?
Okay.
Yeah.
Now is this speeding the bear inside you a little bit? Is this giving you something to? Is this something to just to say it ends the way that it is for next year? Is this giving you something more to like let's get back to work like even harder?
I mean, for sure. I absolutely what's happening personally. I think for a sport, it's phenomenal. I almost beat Chris. It just brought in a whole crowd of people, and same thing, a new breath of fresh air to ATV racing. And then he switched to the Yamaha and had a lot of problems. And it kind of, I'm not gonna say it was given to me, but instead of battling Chris, it was Adam McGill and Walker Fowler, which no one saw coming.
Yeah. No.
So, no.
Yeah, it's always been like the changing of the guard. But like what I have been, predicting, and I'm something different besides like the Bryson goes on and wins 8 championships or whatever it may, like the changing. I'm predicting something more along the lines of like kind of parallel to the ATV motocross scene where you have Hetrick and Wienen, and like what I would love to see, just trading blows, like because those two guys. You can't put one of the record books without the other, be connected in a way. And that's kind of what I'm hoping to see with you and Bryson, because that's more impressive and cooler to me than just like killing everybody for so many years. It would be cool to see just just like two Titans trading blows back and forth for a half a career, whatever it may be.
I mean, do I have a say?
No,
No, you say whatever you want.
Says,
Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with it being close and down to the last race and the nitty gritty, but it'd be really cool, if I could get my head out of my rear end and just win the next two championships and do it in my brain what I wanted to do, and then I can walk away into the sunset.
Right.
Exactly. And I think it's like both of you should have like your particular plans, and like and it's so cool to just be able to sit back as a fan of the sport and as somebody that just gets to sit in a hot sweat box and talk about the sport and just watch you guys go. Like you said a little bit ago, like you guys are kind of at the forefront of the GNCC right now with just the way the racing has been. I mean, Liam, you said even yourself that you didn't really pay attention to the ATVs until this year, and it's been because I mean, at the end of the day, racing's racing, and it's been stellar racing.
Yeah, definitely. The racing between Walker and Bryson's pretty cool to watch.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I know. I was excited.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, I really want them to come down to the last couple corners, and I think that's what was really cool about Camp Coker is it was a full start to finish. You got action the whole time. Lately, I've just not been able to. The last lap comes around and I just can't do it anymore. I guess.
You've had
there's another lap left. Oh, I forgot how to ride four-wheeler.
Well, I mean, you take the chain out of the situation. You can't control that, and then that crazy turn with the stupid miniature boulders. Like you can't, I mean, these are just like, two little things. I mean, dude, like I said, I'm excited to be up there Saturday, and we know that this is a place that you really excel at. And I think it's going to be a heck of a race Saturday, to be honest.
No doubt. I think I'm curious to see how Bryson rides here.
Yeah.
Obviously
that's what I've been saying.
Here. He didn't get the ride here last year. I believe he has a podium, maybe that year before.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, he doesn't have super stellar results here.
No,
a lot's changed since since then. Obviously, we missed a year with COVID, so that we're looking at basically 4 years of what if with his results. And I don't know. Maybe he rides these. I don't ride these conditions ever, but I get here and 9 times out of 10, I ride phenomenal and I love it and I'm having fun and that's when I'm at my best. We could get out there and I could be like, oh God, I can't. There's no way I can keep up. Or we can get out there because, like, I know last year Hunter Hart put on a phenomenal race.
Mm-hmm.
I think I only got him by like 17 seconds, and I was riding the wheels off that thing. So
yeah, literally,
it's possible that he could come and smoke everyone, but at that point I feel like I better just hand the torch over.
No. I mean, here's the thing. We know with as consistent as Bryson's been this year, like Brandon said, I still think that going into Snowshoe, like we know what you're going to do. And the question mark is on Bryson because like you said, his results and his time.
I'm
really
just
hasn't
worried
been
he's going to override the bike.
Yeah, no doubt. And I mean, historically that has been the case.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I have nothing to lose at this point. Like I have I have to go. I have it doesn't matter. So,
and
I am curious to see what their strategy is. Do you go for you just ride the wheels off of it because for 8 races it's worked?
Bryson's not a good starter, right?
No. And so he's on the front row with a live end start.
Yeah.
So what do you do? Do you like to sprint away or you follow someone?
Usually Snowshoe. I try to just command the lead and run with it. Because it's just I'm not going to say there's no passing, but like no one really wants to veer off the beaten path.
Like you said, you probably won't come out.
There, like that looks like that could swallow a 4-wheeler. I think I'm just going to follow this guy. I don't know, and it's one of those things like, especially if like one little mistake and it could cost someone 30 seconds, but we're all jumbled up because we're all starting exactly 5 seconds or 10 seconds. Like now you're throwing in a 30-second mistake could put you 6 rows back and have 20 people between you.
Mm-hmm.
So like especially early in the race, a lot can happen. So it's one of those things, like, at least if I'm up front, I'm either winning the dang thing, or like I do find that tippy hole that I'm going to be in for 5 minutes in my day. But I don't know. It just seems like I just go out and do my thing. Usually it turns out well for me here.
Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think this championship is means. And like you said, and I'll repeat it again, I can't think of very many people, you yourself, that has went a full season without a DNF. XC1. So to think that all of a sudden that, we don't wish anything upon anybody, but the odds are at some point in time, something stupid, like a chain, like you broke a chain, like something stupid will.
Yeah, it usually is chains on the 4-wheelers or ball joints.
Yeah, exactly. So, no.
How's the Snowshoe Academy coming?
Yeah.
Oh, we got all the old trails that we've had put in, or cleaned up from some windstorms and whatnot. So that's all good. And then there was a little tiny trail that we made last year off the edge of what they call the airport. It's like, if you're up on the village, you can kind of see this big grassy hillside.
Okay.
About 2 miles away, and it's a haul over there. So the kids, it's funny. Everyone, obviously is excited about going and riding train and stuff. I think they're just happy to ride their 4-wheelers on a main highway. Like, I think they get just as excited about that. So we get to ride. It's about a 3-mile ride from breakfast to there, and trying to herd all the cats is fun. I guess there was an issue with like the sign up this year. It was supposed to be capped at 40, and it like doubled that. Oh. And I think they've gotten it dwindled down to 60 people for the areas that we have to work with, and the amount of instructors we have. It's going to be a hectic, busy 2 days whenever Thursday rolls around, Thursday and Friday.
Oh, I'm sure. We had we had Stu on earlier in the show, and he was predicting a drier snowshoe.
Yes,
you're there. Is that what you're thinking?
It is dry.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of a year. Was 18 dry?
Oh, 18 was my first year over here, and it was miserable.
I know
one of the earlier ones.
Like 07, 08,
yeah, I think one of the early ones was pretty dry. It's not like Sahara Desert dry. There are still some like wet spots, but it historically, for being here, it's dry.
Yeah.
Are you playing in the golf tournament?
What's that?
Are you playing any golf while you're there?
Golf?
Yeah, you play golf?
I swing clubs.
Hey, same as me.
They have that event on Friday. Obviously, we're going to be doing the riding school, so I'm going to miss that, unfortunately. But years prior, I think we had done the ISDE team thing 4 or 5 years in a row. Maybe not in a row, but I know we did. We've done it a handful of times. Nice. It's hard to play golf on Friday sober while everyone else is just brushing beers off their forehead and having a blast.
Yeah,
it's
like Stu roll around on the ground like an idiot.
Yeah.
Thank God he rides on Sunday, because this is not fair.
Yeah.
Hey, Walker, you need to go back at some point in time after Snowshoe, go back and listen to this show, and you need to listen to the story that Liam and Stu have of when Liam first came over to the U.S. It's pretty gold. It's golden. So we'll you need to go back and check that one out.
I will. I can't imagine. Yeah. I forgot that Liam does stay there, or is at Shoals a lot. So
yeah.
You get to witness all the chaos.
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I seen it all firsthand.
I bet you have stories that no one should know about.
Yeah. Stories and pictures that should not be reposted.
Something about a tooth on the middle of a dance floor that fell out of Stu's mouth, and he had to pick it back up and put it straight in his mouth without washing it off. Like, it's wild.
Oh, that kid.
Good
times.
And he proceeded to tell us that he's getting older and growing up and realizing the stupid things he does and thinks he's stopping.
I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. And then shortly, 10 minutes later, he was telling us he was jumping off his water truck down a slide.
Today.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. The good stuff. It's a good story.
How'd the water truck end up in the woods?
One of the kids left the park brake off.
Oh God! But
And it
there
was
isn't
like-
one.
he-
It's like a stick, right?
Yeah, it's tough, but he lifted off and like got out, and it was like slowly creeping, and then it just took off. It's lucky it hit that tree because that hole down in there, that water truck probably would never have came back out.
Jeez.
Oh my gosh, that's so epic.
There's like never-ending stories coming out of that camp.
I mean, just get on Instagram every day. You're like, how are these people still alive?
It's the most solid Instagram follow that I think is imaginable, to be honest.
It's pretty fair.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, was that Mark heard in the background?
Yep.
Tell him we said hi, and we'll see you guys Saturday.
What's up, boys?
What's going on, Mark? So, hey, Walker, we know that you got your running shoes on, and we're gonna.
It's dark and cold now, so it'll be real nice.
Perfect. Well, we'll let you go, man. Again, as always, thank you for making the time to come on this show, and we appreciate you.
I appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. We're gonna see. And hey, we need to give you. We'll have to give him one of the towels. We made a towel for Howard's Hole. It says off road, but then it says flea rag, and we'll make sure you get one of those. Yeah.
Sounds good.
So
if you bring it over after I get on the podium, so we're calling that already.
Oh, okay.
There we
If you
go.
bring it over, we'll take it up there.
Hey, we're gonna have about 200 of them. So if you need extra stuff to throw off the podium,
Shoot, those things are gonna be gone before they even get there.
That's exactly. Yeah, that's probably true. We're giving them to the CEO of Howard's Hole, and he's going to distribute them down there. So it ought to be a good time. Yeah. So if you see orange towels,
what color are they?
Orange.
Well, I guarantee you, by the time I exit Howard's Hole, I'm gonna have them all over me. Dude, like you end up with flags, t-shirts, bras, beer cans. Like you come out of there just shaking stuff off of you.
They're playing volleyball down there this year. Did
They're
you know
literally
that?
playing beach volleyball. Big one.
9 a.m.
Saturday morning.
Yeah. We had him on the show, and he was saying that they're going to walk down. They don't need the chairlifts to take them down. They're going to walk down, and they're playing beach volleyball at 9 a.m. And supposedly Stu may or may not be reffing it from a tree stand.
He's going to be playing.
And Liam's going to be playing. He's already said it. So good times.
It's going to be awesome.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, Liam, are you racing Sunday?
Yes.
All right. Well, if I don't see you, good luck. Have fun out there. Enjoy the slick off rocks from the four-wheelers.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Because I know how slick it is.
Yeah. No, good luck. Keep this ATV championship alive for us.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the goal, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, Walker. We'll talk to you Saturday, man.
Sounds good. Good night, guys.
All right, later,
man. That was unexpected, kind of.
Surprise, guys! Walker Fowler on the show. We weren't sure we could make it happen with being on the top of the mountain, so I told him not advertise it, and sure enough, like the champion comes through. AT&T coming through. So I didn't know he had AT&T before the phone call, so I thought there was a short shot and heck that we might actually get that to happen. So
you wouldn't get that on Friday up there.
No,
you ain't getting no phone calls up there.
No, absolutely.
Once they all conquer, you're not going to get them.
No, absolutely. So Liam, man, going into Snowshoe, we talked about it towards the beginning of the show, but you got to be excited about your own race. I mean, you've been heating up throughout the season, and man, I'm just really excited to watch you and see what you do up there.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going up there to win, basically. I left the last GNCC in the lead kind of deal, and I think I can go up there and win. I've got my first podium there, so I think it wins in reach.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, I have kind of a question. Like, what kind of do you feel like your riding is better and more confident, or do you feel like the confidence has brought your riding up? Because we talk about a lot in the show with a mindset and the ability. And what do you kind of lean on more?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of it's mindset, and now my riding's up there. I mean, I was in a pretty big hole there for a while. I was not really enjoying it, and things like that with my knee and stuff like that. And then I got back up north here with my girlfriend and her 2 boys, and I just found more fun in it and go to the track now, and I enjoy it. And I've been working with Denise Hatch, actually. It's been awesome. So yeah, I just love going racing again, and I feel like the confidence is back, and I feel like I can win again.
Yeah, because it's crazy to see what a change of a home life kind of does for somebody as a rider.
Kiefer, are you Kiefer?
No, I'm not Kiefer.
No, I agree, because especially for like me, I mean, I have 0 family over here.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, I seen my dad for the first time in 2.5 years at the Mason-Dixon GNCC.
Oh, wow. Sweet.
So my girlfriend's got 2 boys, 2 younger boys, 4 and 10, and I mean, they love riding bikes and stuff like that. So I think it's good for me. I love being around kids and watching kids have fun, and that's a part of it. Being back home and not living in a camper every day.
Camper life is we've been doing, but man, like if you're doing in week out, weekend, it gets pretty.
I camper at the track, but other 4 months of the year, because you can't ride up here because of the snow.
Mm-hmm.
Then you go to the track, and then you go back to it. It kind of gets old.
Yeah, I leave that and then come straight home, and then go to bed and wake up to do my 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So it's rough, and you don't. The camper beds aren't as nice as the good old home bed, So
showers are.
Oh yeah, and you get a short water supply, so you're like trying to conserve the water. And,
exactly.
And we talk about we joke about like all the shenanigans with Stu and everything, but you're kind of a testament to where like we've seen a lot of guys that are just like moto, and they kind of forget about everything else in the world where, you were at Stu's, you're bow fishing, you're having a good time, you're kind of going out and kind of experiencing nightlife a little bit. And I feel like you need a balance.
For sure.
And right now, your girlfriend and the boys at home, like that's a different type of balance than late nights out on a boat bow fishing, but it's a balance nonetheless.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it is my job to race a dirt bike and ride and that, but I mean, you still got to switch off of that, and you can't look at a dirt bike all day, every day, really.
Right.
Going watching the bike or build jumps in the backyard and things like that. It's fun for me and gets mind off of a dirt bike.
Yeah, I'm sure. And then another thing that might get your mind off of a dirt bike is golfing.
Yeah.
Are you ready for the tournament come Friday?
Oh yeah. I've been playing a lot of golf lately, actually, to be honest. I enjoy it. It's something different. It's an individual sport, and it's very. I mean, you still got to think a lot on it. So
yeah,
it's good, but yeah.
He was telling me before the show, Brandon, he's got clubs fitted to him.
Ooh.
It's custom clubs fitted to him. So
man,
we're getting serious.
We're getting real serious.
Yeah, I met a guy at a local A-Works race who works for Titleist, so
okay,
he got me hooked up.
That's sweet. What's your handicap?
And I shoot like 80, 85.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not
better
bad
than me.
Way better than me.
It's fun. It's something.
Oh yeah, it's really frustrating.
It's fun when it's going good. When it's going bad, it's not enjoyable.
What makes me so mad about that game is like I could be playing really good for like 5 holes, and then the next 5 is like garbage. It's like what did I change?
Right.
That's why I get frustrated.
That's when you stop bringing the cooler out.
Yeah.
That fixes all the problems.
Slows the swing down.
Yeah.
See, yeah.
Swing lube. That's what we call it.
Swing lube.
Yeah.
I like that. That's nice.
Swing
That's
lube.
nice.
Yeah. Adds a little lubrication to it.
The pole's kind of taking a swing and changes.
What's the pole say?
So for the bikes right now, row 1's 40% chance, row 2 and 3 is 37%, row 4 is 7%, and row 5 is 15.
I like that.
Wow, row 5, really?
Yeah, 15.
Really took a tank.
I don't know if people listen or if they just think they don't know.
I think it's Jordan, Trevor, Craig, row 1.
Yeah.
Trevor, Craig.
Yeah.
Is there
Jordan.
only 3 on row
Yeah,
1?
remember, because there's a hold a spot for Ben.
There.
Yeah, they hold a spot for Ben.
There's
So that's
someone
4.
else. So
So here is the. Hang on.
The good old internet.
Yeah, good old internet. Here we go. Kelly is not going to be there. Ashburn, Bollinger, Craig,
So that's your
and
first row.
Snodgrass will be on row 1.
Mm.
So,
Yeah.
man, I tell you what, I like that spot for you. I like that spot for you sitting on row 4. That's a good
I
spot.
like it. I think I was on row 3 last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like you said, like what we were talking about before. If you can get out and then just start catching people, and
I'm sure like we talk about games, I'm sure it's a game for like the guys in front of you. If they see you behind them, they're like, he's got me beat.
Yeah, for
So-
sure.
so-
Well, they're constantly gonna. I think even when I was 3, there were people behind me, and I was constantly like waiting for them. Like, oh, here they are. Like,
yeah,
And they're ahead of me.
yeah.
Like I'm sure
I
like
hate
you're
that.
thinking about that stuff. Like not like, and you guys talk about how, when Branden Owens on the show a few minutes ago, talked about how like you see a helmet, you can go chase them down. Well, it's that much harder for a guy. It's like you're behind, like somebody's behind you. It's like, well, I got to put 10 seconds on him.
Yeah.
That's
So hopefully it's not too dry on them fire roads.
yeah, because so you can see a little bit.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Hopefully not.
so. What's the So when you think of like rough rocks, like gnarly, almost like a hard enduro, but then you got those fire roads that are like pinned.
Terrifying.
What's sketchier, the fire roads or the rough terrain?
Oh, the fire roads for sure. 100%. Yeah. Especially when you put a lapper on there that has no clue which side of the road he wants to go on.
Yeah, you always forget about those lappers.
Yeah, that's one thing that we haven't touched on tonight that we
You
typically
do. Yeah.
touch on a little bit is the lap traffic.
Dixon, it wasn't lappers. I was like row 16 or 17. I can't remember. I was pretty deep back, wasn't I?
Yeah,
And the whole first lap and a half, it was like
he raced the AM.
I raced the AM,
yeah.
man, I raced PM. I ain't doing that 3-hour crap. But it was like literally like a train ride for the first lap and a half until people started pitting, and then you could actually start riding the track. Like I couldn't even I'm like, oh shit, there's a rut. Like I just went in a rut. Like I couldn't even see the rut coming. There's so many bikes.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys do it.
Yeah. Some of them are great. And I mean, I try and give some of them that are good the thumbs up or yell thank you. But some of them, man, they look back and they want to race you. And it's like, dude, what do you.
Yeah.
And then they get mad because you've run their front wheel or run them off a track or something.
Dude, like when I heard Taylor Jones and them coming, I was just like,
Yeah.
hey, go ahead,
And
guys.
Branden, what's the verdict? Because we've heard people say you can't hear them coming.
Oh, I can hear them. You can hear.
You can hear
You
us.
can hear them. Like literally, like I probably pulled over a little too soon, but I knew who was coming. Like you could just sound the bike. Blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
blah.
When I got lapped by Walker and the boys, it was like you knew.
You know.
Like, and the thing was, it was like, yeah, Walker might catch you by surprise, like a little bit. Like you still hear him when you're like, that doesn't sound like what I've been hearing all race. But then it's like, okay, you should be on alert at that point in time. Like you know, like guys like Liam are coming.
Right.
You know, I'm sure that. Well, we had Ashburn on a while ago, and he said something that kind of stuck with me, to where he said that there's times where he's almost completely stopped, like panic revving or yelling and warning them because it's almost safer to pass them when they without know you're coming.
Yeah. It's true because some of the time you come up and rev and then you'll go left and they'll go left.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, my motto is just if I hear you guys coming and I can't go anywhere, I just stay where I'm at.
that's the
And
best
you guys
thing
are
to
just
do.
you guys are fast anyway. You're gonna find the line. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Hold your line is
hold
the
your
best
line.
thing to do.
Yeah, that's what I usually do. That's my motto. I just stay in my line.
Yeah.
They're faster than me. They're gonna find
We'll
a better
find a
line.
way.
Yeah. So that's what I always use.
Yeah, absolutely, man. That's like that's got to be one of the toughest things. I mean, I'm sure that like it's become like a part of the strategy and like an obstacle that you have to deal with when it comes to racing. I
It
mean,
is.
on average, if you had to estimate how many guys are you lapping in a GNCC,
Wow.
take just a stab in the dark.
There's how many in the morning or in the PM? About 400 or 500
Yeah. So,
easy. So probably about 250.
Yeah.
250 people.
I would say
I would
See,
say
easy.
So, okay, we're talking about like when we talk about these races and we talk about like, well, Liam made a pass on Snodgrass or whatever it may be. Like you're thinking of like, okay, Liam, you've made like 2 or 3 passes this race, but in reality, like you have literally passed like hundreds of people. While
making the pass.
While racing and making the pass.
Yeah. I mean, it starts on lap 2.
Mm-hmm.
And doesn't end.
All right. Yeah. I'm surprised it took him as long as it did to catch me because, like I said, we were shooting. It felt like we were going 30 minutes by the time I got to take off.
Yeah, they were gone for a while.
They're gone for a while. I'm like, oh, shoot, they're going to catch me already.
There has been times in the AM race where I believe that they have all finished a first lap before the
I think so. Ironman, it happened.
Yeah, Ironman. I think that's why they started doing that extra class or whatever.
Yeah.
Or just splitting up the morning. But
I think the last mountain state I did, I think it was the mountain state. I came into the finish and was leading, and I was going to get the ticket flag, and a lapper just like wanted to race me. So I was like, all right, go for it. And he got to that white flag, and the guy had the ticket flag next to him, and he was not happy. Like if he just let me go, he wouldn't have to do another lap.
Listen, I was happy when they lapped me. I was like,
I too.
My favorite is like when you're watching the live feed and you see people like kind of like slowly going through, like hanging out, like I kind of want to see.
I could have done another lap. I want to do another lap.
No. Florida, that happens a lot. You find them parked up.
How long do you actually go on Snowshoe before you start lapping people though? Because you got it's kind of like almost 2 laps in one.
It's a little longer.
Yeah, but still,
you still find them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure like sometimes they're buried up to their elbows and in awkward positions.
Yeah, I mean, how many rows the rows go forever up the mountain.
Yeah,
100.
Yeah,
every bit of it.
Say.
Yeah, because if you're only doing 5 deep, right?
Yeah,
5 deep.
They don't get any bigger as
Is
they go.
Is it 10
right?
seconds?
We've
said
10%. Sure.
Okay, I hope so because we've said 10 seconds every show.
Time,
yeah, that's 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, gotta be a lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Crazy.
So we have the poll results basically in. We have we've talked about it to death, but we haven't picked like our winners, Brandon, and we haven't picked our rows. So I kind of want to know, like Liam, you can pick your winners and who you think's gonna like podium overall if you want to. You don't have to if you don't want to. But what row do you think the win's gonna come from this weekend at Snowshoe?
The overall win
on the dirt bikes.
He's like, I want to say row 4. I want to say row 4.
Row 4. I think the XC1 win is probably going to come from row 1.
Row 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right now, it's a dead tie: 40% row 1 and 40% row 2 and 3. I can only have 4 spaces.
Which one's Ricky Russell on?
Row 2.
Row 2.
I'm saying row 2.
Row 2?
Is he row
he's
3?
row 2. Yeah.
Yes, he's row 2. You got okay. Yeah, I like row 2 as well because you got
Strang should be on there also.
You got Strang and Grant. Grant's been riding really well lately.
Yeah.
So that's
I say row 2. I'm not gonna pick row 1 because every time I want to ask for
dry and sketchy, Ricky's all about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Ricky ain't scared to twist it.
Right, and this is the only place he's ever won, right?
Yeah.
Well, besides last week. Yeah.
And Ricky felt like he should have, could have, would have had a win at the John Penton as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's kind of coming. I mean, he's coming off of a lot of good race vibes, and I agree. I think Ricky is a definite favorite to win this race. I mean, I think when we had him on the show right after the win at High Point or Mason-Dixon, he I think I called it then that he was going to win Snowshoe. So I think I think I'm going to go with Ricky taking the overall in Snowshoe. I think I'm going to take the XC2 victory over here as well.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's kind of like Ricky. It's been boiling up though.
Yeah.
So
he's been on my fantasy team. That's all I'm saying.
I've had better picks than him. He's like not really.
Let him pick, and I'll take the win. You just don't pick me.
There we go.
No, I mean, I keep saying like Ricky Russell, and if I can, and you said I've been really, I swear Grant Baylor's been on the podium more than once this year, but it feels like it. But I feel like Grant is in a good spot. He's in a spot.
He has. He's on the podium twice this year. It's in round 5 and round 8 now.
Okay. Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like a Baylor's going to win, but I don't think it's going to be Stu. I think it's might be Grant.
I don't know.
I mean, okay. Do you think Stu is in 3-hour shape right now?
No, I don't think Stu. I think Stu can grit out a podium.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Stu can
get the overall.
He's probably going to prove me wrong, but
the guys, I don't understand them.
You can't count them out.
Neither do I.
Yeah.
I've seen it for 2 years and still don't get it.
Like we were afraid that face was a severe injury, and it looked like it. And I was like I think we had Mikey Waynes on, like in at that point in time, and he was like really concerned about it as well. And then it was almost like it just never happened.
Just went away.
He's just like Iron Man or something.
I just don't get Stu in general. I mean, if you brought him in this room right now and you had 2 guesses on what he did for a sport,
right,
there would be no way you'd guess he'd be a motorbike.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, if you see him, he doesn't look like he would be able to run the 3-hour race.
No
offense,
Stu. You'd be going football or ice hockey.
Right. Yeah, no offense, Stu. I mean, you do your thing.
I think he takes it as a compliment.
Oh, he does. We can bash him all night.
I'm on the big boy side, okay? I like to support the big guy side. But, it's like when I first saw Stu, I was like, that guy's XC1 winner? Like, what?
Yeah, it's wild. Right. It's wild. Bill Morris is calling Ricky for the win, and he's saying that Liam's speed is crazy fast right now, which I agree.
Yeah,
I agree. So we're not gonna. We don't want to pump you up too much on the show. We're gonna let you do it on the at Snowshoe this weekend.
Yeah, hand some flea rags out.
There we go.
Yeah, man.
There we go.
Flea rags.
Oh my God, if they don't come,
listen, I'm blaming it on you, but I don't know.
No, I'm gonna call tomorrow, and if they're not on the way by tomorrow, I'm going to say overnight it at any cost. We need them.
We need them now.
Yeah, we need them now. Okay, so ATVs. Who do you think will take the ATV overall?
Man, I hope Walker takes it, just to throw a spanner in there.
Yeah.
To keep it alive, and I think he will. I think Walker's pretty smart and winner. He has to win, I think, to keep it alive. So he's probably going to. And Bryson may be on the safer side and not try and trash his ATV through the rocks and keep the points and go into summer break healthy.
Man, that's one thing. Like we've never seen Bryson in a position to where he
can back it down.
Yeah. So it's interesting to see, like we actually talked about that before the Mount Morris race. Like, will Bryson back it down now that he has a solid lead? And he didn't. He didn't.
No.
He pushed it, and we've talked about this before. Like, his program has been just him and his dad for so many years, and then this year he has the Magna One team behind him. So we got to think that that's got to be an added confidence boost. But like at the same time, like even the best machines, you're putting them through a heck of a beating.
Oh yeah, especially at Snowshoe.
Right.
Especially at Snowshoe. And that's what I've always said. I mean, Bryson can ride the freaking wheels off that thing. There's no doubt about it. He is so fast. But will he push it to where he'll break it?
Right.
Just to try to keep up with Walker, or will he be smart enough to be like, okay?
And will Walker try to push the pace to see if he can push him over the limit?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's all mind games. He's definitely a pro racer. We've raced a little bit. We all played mind games with everybody.
It's a mind game.
It's all mind games.
And how about the poise of Walker? Like coming on the show, like. Dude, the dude is just like, we've never seen him in this position before, and you couldn't tell by talking to him.
No.
He's steady Eddie, and I think that I think that this mountain is, they call it McGill's Mountain, but like
Walker,
we'll see after this weekend.
Yeah,
you might have to rename it.
If
somebody else might be putting
how
their.
How crazy would it be if McGill just came out and just won it, and just like, I don't know.
I probably wouldn't have to worry about racing. Because I'd still be partying.
The SWAT team would show up and
have you ever raced through forest that's been on fire? No?
No, but I've been on fire at a New East Coast.
Okay. Let's hear this story.
So I raced the New East Coast, and I had like a 4-minute lead. It's super muddy. Ricky Russell was there, Cole Whitman, my girlfriend, and I come in, I got fueled. I think it was fueling me with Cole. And they pulled it out and it stuck. drowned me and my bike. And I'm like, Ricky's like, just wait a second for it to evaporate. You'll be good. So I waited like 30 seconds and I hit the start button and it just went, whoa.
Oh,
like,
shoot.
Straight up underneath my helmet. I'm on fire. I jumped off and I'm like standing there like looking at myself on fire and my bike. I'm like, teach you in school, I'll show you. When you're on fire, that is the last thing you think of. Mike screaming at me, get on the ground, stop, drop, and roll. And I'm rolling down a hill and we didn't have a fire extinguisher. And luckily, Tyler Brandon's dad was like 3 pits up from us, came running down and was spraying me. And then
with a fire extinguisher?
Yeah. And then
my God.
I got put out and I look out, my bike's still on fire. I mean, and the dump can, they just dropped it and it was still leaking. So the dump can was still pouring more fire on my bike. So we got that out and they found another fire extinguisher and I was like, oh, that bike's going to burn.
Yeah.
And another guy came over and they put it out.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I mean, it trashed everything.
All the wiring and everything. Yeah.
Wiring, plastic.
Did you get burnt at all? Like bad burns? Really?
Wow. No. I know.
That's a testament to that gear. Gear you were running.
The Tyler Palmer had the same thing at a Mideast 2 weeks ago, and he got burnt badly. He's had to have surgeries and everything. Yeah. See, that's always scary.
It is.
And then you see people like myself back and using milk jugs and like just like all of the sketchy stuff. Have you seen? I'm sure you've seen like some of the homemade like PVC dump cans.
Can you imagine if like that happened at a GNCC and it really went out? Like,
oh yeah,
there'd be no stopping those semis.
No.
Just
there's that much race gas around. It's
a lot of VP.
There'd be a lot of people driving their RVs into it, claiming it.
Oops. In shorts.
Yeah.
Please get me out of this.
Could you imagine how much money and just fuel costs being burned up?
Oh yeah, right.
Oh,
yeah, absolutely. So you're taking Walker for the win. I'm also going to take Walker for the win. I think that this is Walker's house. I think that, we've heard people say like, is Bryson in his head? Is he rattled? I don't
think he's rattled.
Once you talk to him, it doesn't seem like it. You can't.
No.
Yeah.
Walker keeps to himself, like he said about trying to get his knee down secretly and just hobble around, not tell no one.
Dude, you can't see it. You can't find that guy before a race.
No,
you cannot find him. I don't know where he's at, but he is not to be found.
Stu's the same way.
Really?
Can't find Stu before a race. Stu will show up as the horn's going 30 minutes and decide to get in his gear. Yeah.
That's the funny thing. I've seen so many guys like walking around like before the race, like in street clothes. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, when are you going to get ready? But like, no, you're right. Like, Walker does keep to himself during the race day, and man, I tell you what, somebody like him is so mentally strong. When you like after talking to him tonight, and we've talked to him off the show, he's just like, it is what it is right now, and I got to do what I got to do, and it's pretty cool to see somebody to be able to handle the adversity and with such poise. So I like Walker for the win this weekend.
Man. I don't want to go with Walker. I don't want to go with Bryson.
He's going Hunter.
I was thinking Hunter, but I was also thinking Devin Pehan.
Devin's a good pick.
Hunter, I mean, don't get me wrong. Hunter, he's looking for a rebound after the last race. It was a first thought, but I'm like, you know what? Devin's got on the podium this week. He's mentally strong. He's coming up through, and what
was impressive about his ride last round is he ran up and passed those guys. Like it wasn't given to him by any means. He was like in 7th or 8th, and like every saw him coming through, it was just clicking off a little bit more. And you talk about somebody that's in like
good shape,
tip top shape. It's Devin. So dude, this would be a heck of a place to get your first win.
Yeah.
Has Hunter Hart ever got an XC1 win yet?
He has two, right?
Oh, he does.
He has the real muddy.
Oh yeah, he has the Ironman muddy one.
The Ironman
muddy one. He didn't even
one.
know he won.
Yeah. And then last year, which one did he win? Do you remember? I don't remember.
Man, I don't right off the top of my head. I don't.
You talk about somebody that like right now, like he's kind of disappointed with how his season's going. I know that for the race at High Point, and it's just kind of like he expects more of himself, but he's pretty young. Like he's still like he's still like the next generation, I believe, coming. You know, with somebody like him, you got to think that like confidence plays a huge role in his camp. And like Walker said, he had a really good race up here last year. So
oh yeah, that's what I was thinking of. Like, you know,
They were 1-2, weren't they?
Yeah.
yes, it was him. It was Walker, Hunter, McGill.
That's right.
Yeah.
Where do you think McGill will get on the podium this year at Snowshoe?
I hear he might be a little bit under the weather. I'm not sure.
If he doesn't, he'll be at Howard's Hole. Just parked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been known to do that.
Yeah.
He'll just park it at Howard's Hole and play volleyball.
Right.
Oh,
But,
shit.
yeah. So I'm excited. It's going to be a fun weekend. I'll see you out on the golf course maybe, and we'll try to get down there and play.
Are we
Are you
there?
allowed to play?
Huh?
Are you allowed to play?
Yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. When I text you if you wanted to play, I wasn't joking.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
I mean, it's in like it's to support the ISDE team,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's kind of open to
I got you.
everybody.
Is it a 4-man scramble, 2-man scramble?
4.
4-man?
Yeah.
So you need 2 more people, right?
Well, I think Lancaster.
Oh, Mike's going to play with you?
Yeah.
Mm,
And then maybe somebody else.
yeah.
Or maybe Brandon.
No, I don't think I can make it. I got
Okay.
work. Unfortunately, I got to work, you know.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
you get that sometimes. But you'll be up there early
Yeah,
Saturday
I'll be
morning.
up here Saturday morning. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Got to catch you Saturday morning
Yeah.
before you go down to play volleyball.
Right.
Like you go have like the fanny pack and the neon
Oh,
shorts.
yeah. We
Pit
got a real
Vipers.
deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're going to do it,
You got to wear like the Chase Sexton, Oakley,
what do you think of
those
those?
big old things. Like,
Well, I'm an Oakley, right? Like supported by Oakley,
Right.
so
I mean,
Okay.
they're okay. They're,
like I
they're
can see you maybe
different.
cycle if you're out cycling, maybe you get a little.
Yeah.
But to wear them, like, say if you just showed up somewhere and had them on, I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't pull them off. He might be able to pull them off.
Oh man, I appreciate it. That's a compliment. I'll take that as a compliment.
I mean,
Either that's a
You can pull them
compliment.
off on the golf course.
There
Yeah,
you go.
there we go. They'll take the distraction away from my terrible looking swing, right?
Something's got to do it.
Exactly. Hey, we have a question about Michael Ray.
Oh, I went to a Michael Ray concert and then started racing good, apparently.
Oh, that's all right.
Before all these podiums, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, whatever.
Are you superstitious at all? Like, do you put your right sock on first?
No, I'm not something like that. No, not
No.
really.
No.
So so you just listen to Michael Ray all the way to Snowshoe?
No, I did.
If you see him on the line like
Yeah,
this, it's
right.
like, is that
It's
Michael
Michael
Ray?
Ray.
pumping?
Michael no, not quite. I just went to a concert and then got a podium the next weekend, so
Yeah.
they think it's funny.
It loosened you up.
All right.
Yeah, you gotta keep loose, man. You gotta keep loose.
Yeah.
Well, man, this has been a good show, Liam.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
You've officially been a part of our longest show to date.
Wow.
So
Sorry about that.
I'm
Sorry for the torture.
hey, I'm gonna tell you what, this was a stellar lineup that
It
we had
was.
today.
You-
Liam in studio. We had Stu on the line.
Mhm.
We had the CEO of Howard's Hole call in.
Yep.
We had Branden Owens, XC2 winner.
Yep.
Walker Fowler. I mean,
Yeah.
shoot, man, how we gonna top this one off?
I guess KR.
Dude,
KR.
this
Hey,
KR.
Ricky and Craig DeLong are in town, so
Oh, okay.
get him down here.
Get him
Yeah,
down
there we
Yeah,
go.
There we go.
There we go. Liam, again, man, thanks for coming in. We appreciate your time tonight. You've dealt with the hot and cold.
At least you had cold. Last 2 shows has been straight fire.
hot. I think we can like. I guess just when can't be running it.
I guess. No.
That's kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Well,
Better bring back the
It
Arctic
works.
fan. It works. It's already a lot cooler.
Yeah, it is.
you see how hot it got really
Uh-huh.
quick. That insulation doesn't keep cool
I
in.
told you not to insulate it.
Yeah, exactly. He told me. He told me. So, Liam, is there anything else you want to say?
Just it's good to be a part of it.
Yeah,
Pretty
man,
cool to come
it's fun.
down.
It's fun. No, we're excited. This thing has grown pretty well.
Yeah. We're working on it.
We're working on it. When we thought it was just, the mom mom's listening, and
Yep.
and we just thought it'd be cool.
Our wives didn't even listen at that point.
No,
It was-
Yeah, our wives legit. They said like, we hear you guys talk enough. Like, why would we spend this time listening to you guys
and then
talk?
especially about racing.
Yeah,
Right.
Yeah.
It's like,
exactly. So, Brandon, you ready to do it?
It's that time again.
It's that time again.
All right, man. Yeah, man. Guys, if you want to support us, support our sponsors because
Play fantasy.
Yeah,
I forgot to say that.
Oh yes, play fantasy. You know why? Because this weekend, if you just sign up,
Split line fantasy.
Split line fantasy. If you just send us a team, you could win a XC Gear Mako 360 clamp. What was that, like $400, $300,
Yeah, I think so.
something like that?
Definitely worth it.
How good is that clamp?
It's good.
It's
yeah,
yeah.
really good. Yeah.
So that's a huge prize, and all you got to do is just throw us 6 names.
And you have like 1 in 100 chance to win it.
Yeah,
That's one. You have 1% chance to win that.
that's a pretty good percent.
And we're gonna you have better than that because we're gonna make sure that somebody doesn't win it twice because nobody needs 2 of them right now. From
Exactly. Yeah. So if you've already won, your name's already out of my my little randomizer.
Yeah.
So listen, sign up for that. Also, if you're the overall winner, so you could win a Mako 360 possibly, and then if you're the overall winner, a Sunstar chain and sprocket kit.
Yeah, it's pretty valuable as well.
$200 easy.
Yeah.
So it's over $500 worth of prizes this week.
This week.
Wow. Are we like
Oprah? You get a prize.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It works.
Yeah,
It works.
exactly.
So listen, if you guys want to keep the prizes coming, go support these guys that I'm getting ready to announce. Guts Racing seat covers. Ask Greg over there. He's awesome. They can do pretty much anything for you. Seat foam, custom seats. You can customize them easy. Collars, anything like that. So go support them. They're awesome. I think the whole Husky Rockstar team runs them. So yeah. So go over and check them out. Seal Savers, if you want to save 25% off, it's a capital S split line.
Yep.
And you'll save 25% off anything that you buy from them. Protect your forks, protect your springs, hand, palm, split savers, watches, anything you have that you want protection, go check them out. Mason over there is awesome. They're like 21 years and
21 years in the business.
Protecting seals.
Top fork seal protection.
Right.
Yep.
And who's else? Sunstar. I didn't do Sunstar yet.
Well, yeah, Sunstar.
They're the best.
Doug Kirk's watching
What's up,
Sunstar Squad.
That's right.
He's the man. If you guys need anything, Doug Kirk is your guy.
He is the guy for Sunstar chain and sprockets for sure. They are awesome. 30%?
Split line 30.
Split line 30 for 30% off. I mean, that's like getting sponsored these days.
It pretty much is like getting a sponsor.
It's like getting a sponsorship.
Yeah.
So guys, get over there and help hook them up. Awesome gear. I mean, awesome chains, awesome sprockets. They last forever. You can put them through the mud. You can put them through the sand, and you can put them through Snowshoe, and it'll get you through.
Absolutely.
So hook them up.
Once you get all that on your bike.
Yes. Once you get all that on your bike, go run some Mountain State hair scrambles, guys, because you're going to need it all.
Absolutely. Those tracks are no joke, right?
No, they're not.
No, they're no joke.
I would rather go run a whole GNCC than run a Mountain State or a local series. Not just a Mountain State, but Richie guys, man, they put some technical tracks together.
Yeah.
And they
Brandon kind of a lazy rider sometimes, right?
Listen, I'm a motocross guy. I went to the woods, right?
You're talking about fire roads. He was like drooling over here. Fire roads.
I'm a ATV motocross guy that went to dirt bikes and went to the woods. No chance at all.
I think Howard's Hole should be like the full life of GNCC.
Yeah.
Like that tough.
Just that tough.
No roads.
No roads, just all. Yeah. I'll be on the side just to give you that golf clap.
All right.
He's doing good. No, guys, seriously, support these sponsors. They're awesome. We wouldn't be in the sweat box if it wasn't for them.
When you're at the Mountain State race, make sure you grab a split line t-shirt. This one right here is going to be at their merchandise booth throughout the season. So make sure
you're at Snowshoe. We should have some.
Towels.
And the towels are free. So once
The
they're
towels are
gone,
gonna be
guys,
free.
once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
I'm sorry.
Unless you guys like them that much, then we might have to order them again, and then we can't give them to you for free. Ken.
Right.
That was all of our piggy bank right there.
Towels aren't cheap.
Guys, is that it?
That's it.
Liam, thanks again for coming in,
man.
buddy.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Big thanks to, again, all of our sponsors, Liam for coming in, Stu Baylor for coming on the show. We got to thank, obviously, Walker Fowler for making a pit stop and coming on the show tonight. Great show.
Great
Episode 81. Snowshoe time, guys. Let's go.
All right,
guys. Out.
Peace. So you have to drive back to Waynesburg tonight? Nice.
How can I hide you without an alibi? It's a rubber fight without an alibi. You took my innocence. I can't wait no longer. I'm playing with the monsters. Everything that brought me alive. Going around like monsters, playing with the monsters. They brought me alive, but got no alibi. It's a lover's fight without an alibi. You took my innocence without an alibi. Smoking gun, you got me on the wrong. We know that will come. We're out till dawn, but how can I hide you without a name?